Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages, no matter how bad things get, just remember, at least we're not Antonio Brown.
What happened to him?
He lost his fucking mind.
Well,
and he can barely read and write, which is sad but kind of funny at the same time.
Wait, he could barely read and write, but he made it into the NFL? Is that who he is? He's a football player?
He's a wide receiver.
Yes.
Sex.
Okay, so the question is, like, where's the failing in the education system? Because remember, you have to keep your grades up to keep your scholarships and all that other stuff for football.
You're asking a lot of important questions, and a lot of schools have gotten in trouble for that. And a lot of people guesstimate that the average reading level for athletes over a certain income is like, I think it's like the 8th grade or some shit. So
have you guys seen that basic intelligence test? Like every NFL player's taken it and whatnot, and you like see what their scores are. It's actually not an easy test to do, but it's funny to look at which quarterbacks are retarded and which ones actually have.
Up next, we got the last standing Simone Big Rig Nick Utam.
I like to collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Ooh.
yeah.
You know, you are the Egon of the World Class Bullshitters community. So I'm very grateful for you that Wokebusters will be very easy as a 1-to-1 transition.
I think that wild hairstyle, man. That's what I need.
I mean, you could pull it off. It'll be a darker version of Egon's hair. I mean,
There you go.
he got black hair, he had brown hair.
He'd be a darker version of Elon just in general.
No, that's true. And then finally, American Ramrod Kendo Slice.
That's a big Twinkie.
You're damn right.
We have to watch that soon.
Yeah, we do.
Amen.
Maybe we'll do I think we missed the anniversary of it. We can just do a drunk watch party one of these days. Fuck it. Now, folks, this is not an official announcement, but fairly soon in the future, we're going to be doing a Beverly Hills Cop drunk double feature, and I'm going to be reaching out to Rob and Tom from Midnight's Edge, and we're going to do all of us with those guys. It'll be one of the best watch-along parties we've ever had. So when we do make that announcement, don't miss out and join us. So speaking of joining us, we have some new patrons this week. So first off, we have our friend Starkiller Sith Lord. Thank you very much for joining us. We also have our friend Jacob M. Spencer, and we also have our friend Austin Moore. So folks, if you would like more from World Class Bullshitters, we are over on Patreon. We're moving to Subscribestar. I said it in the video this past week. I'm waiting for them to give me my final approval. At the very latest, after the 4th of July week is when we'll have all the new stuff rip-roaring and ready to go. So be on the lookout for that if you like what we do. So also tonight, we have a couple things we want to cover. I want to announce the World Class Bullshitters new P.O. Box. So a lot of people have asked. A couple of people have actually heard it the few times I made the announcement. But in the chat, on a little ticker at the bottom, I'm going to post that right now. So here is our P.O. Box. And you can find it right there. And you can send us stuff. We'll go back to making the videos and all that stuff. So for those listening to the audio portion of this show, it is WCBS show 14320 Ventura Boulevard, Suite 163, Sherman Oaks, California, 91423. So, excuse me. So it's been a while since we've done that. And it'll be nice to go back and open some stuff up. We have Liquor Jim's postcards that I want to mention. Soon we're going to give Liquor Jim a very special shout out. Speaking of other stuff, housekeeping-wise, Horror Hound, we will go as long as they have the show. So if you want to have the meet and greets and stuff, we will be there. But one that is confirmed to be happening is Star Trek Las Vegas. So just a reminder, folks, you have almost 6 months till we go. And it's not only going to be us, it's going to be us, it's going to be Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Mindless Entertainment, Anna, that Star Wars girl, and the list is going to go on and on. So we'll have a big Fandom Menace meetup, and this will be like a precursor to our Fandom Menace convention that we're going to have in 2021. So you guys ready for a fun show tonight?
I think I am, Coach.
As am I. It's going to be a little shorter tonight, folks. So get your questions in and all this stuff early because we're only going to go about 90 minutes to 2 hours. We've gone like 3.5 hours the last couple of weeks. And we got to catch up with some sleep. Dion can't stay up till 1, 2 in the morning and then get up for work at 4 or 5. So, yeah, old man Dion being responsible.
Damn him.
I know he's the worst. So today, Dion and Kendo. Now, Nick, this isn't to exclude you, but you're not as big of a wrestling fan. But Dion, today,
I'm sorry. I don't watch wrestling all the time.
Well, today, it doesn't matter if you don't watch it anymore. Today's the 20th anniversary of a really good show.
Okay.
So, Dion, today, 20 years ago, roughly this time, well, actually, at this time, 20 years ago, King of the Ring 2000 was taking place, which a lot of people sleep on as an underwhelming show. But it gave us King of the Ring, Kurt Angle, and it also gave us The Rock's 5th WWF Championship, which would be his longest reign in his entire career. So maybe tonight, when I'm trying to fall asleep, I might put on one of my favorite title matches of all time. Now, do you guys miss King of the Ring?
Absolutely. If there's ever a pay-per-view or just a period format they need to bring back, it's fucking King of the Ring. I mean, get over a lot of this other bullshit with moving pay-per-views around. Bring back the fucking King of the Ring. We want KOR, goddammit.
What about you, Kendo, since you've watched a good amount of King of the Ring pay-per-views?
Oh yeah, I love the King of the Ring. Like I remember when they expanded, they're like, we're gonna have a 5th pay-per-view and it's gonna be King of the Ring. And the first one was 93 and it was fantastic. And then the next year, 94 was equally good, if not better. It's one of my personal favorites. And I was sad to see them kind of, screw with the format a little bit and change it around a little bit. And instead of having it essentially be the main background of the pay-per-view, to go and say, well, we're only going to have the semifinal and the final match on there. And then it just kind of died a slow death from there. But yeah, I love the King of the Ring.
Do you guys have a favorite King of the Ring winner?
Kurt Angle is definitely my favorite.
Kendo?
Oh, yeah, obviously Owen.
King Henry VIII.
Oh yeah, Owen.
Yeah, fucking Nick. I don't know. I will say this though: the best King of the Ring moment, in my opinion, is when Mankind flew off the cell. That is just—it's almost uncomfortable to watch because he fell what 20 feet.
Yeah, and then Taker thought he fucking killed him.
Dude, his nose.
Yeah.
His fucking tooth went through his nose.
Oh God, that just I don't want to fall.
No
from
crash pads
someplace.
or nothing.
I don't want to fall from a height and then all of a sudden it's like, oh look, my tooth is my nose. That would freak me out too much.
Yeah, Nick, I don't know if you've ever seen the match, but he actually falls off the cell. That was planned, but then later on in the match, he fell through the cell into the ring and like bounces. That's where he got a concussion. It was just it's the ugliest train wreck wrestling match to watch, folks. If you want to watch a man tear his body apart legally, like on TV, watch King of the Ring 1998.
I just love the memes that came out of it. It's like, yeah, no matter what you believe, just remember that on this day in 1998, Mankind flew off the Hell in the Cell at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. Like that's my second favorite thing about that whole thing. It's just the memes from it are mwah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Good times.
I wish we could get like an actual tournament from the WWE, not like just a little bit on the network. I'm talking like each week on Raw that they do the full 16 or do a 32-man elimination tournament and make the King of the Ring actually mean something. That'd be a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, do it to where the winner faces the WWE champion or the fucking Fruit Roll-Ups champion. Like make it something that fucking matters. I'm not the biggest Sheamus fan, but when he won and he had all the Gaelic themed shit on after he won King of the Ring, I loved that. I missed them walking out and seeing the throne and shit. It was wrestling's probably one of their greatest creations is King of the Ring outside next to WrestleMania.
Dion, you got a nice message from our friend Brian Kimmy sent to the super chat that says, "My favorite people, especially you, Dion."
My man.
Not even his wife tells him that.
You liar.
So, guys, one quick topic before we get into two more before the main one. You can't think of a worse idea than what I'm about to share with you. And people laugh and they say, "Jeff, what's a terrible idea?" Well, here's a terrible idea.
It's 2020. Just pull out the Band-Aid, damn it.
Fine, they're rebooting Twister.
It's been a year of terrible.
They're doing what?
Look at your screen, Dion.
Okay.
Twister?
Okay. Which one of you asked for this?
Who tweeted? Who wasn't me?
Who tweeted Universal about this?
Dude, no, I refuse.
Who did it?
I refuse
Raise
to think
your
this
hand.
is a good idea. Hillary's gonna be pissed because she always calls Helen Hunt Helen Cunt.
This is just like this is what this is what we've had for the last like 3 or 4 years now. These reboots and remakes of things we don't want. Black Christmas.
Dude,
Charlie's Angels.
Well, the reason I ask about this is what from 1996 technology could we not achieve? It's a movie about a tornado. They achieved the tornado effects. There's nothing else. This isn't like an old movie that's like, oh, let's take an old like Plan 9 from Outer Space, let's remake it with better effects and see if it turns out better.
Well, Jeff, you're forgetting the Gerard Butler remake that nobody wants to acknowledge, Geostorm, that bombed at the box office.
You mean that fucking masterpiece, sir? I'll have you know that Gerard Butler, King Gerard Butler, put his heart and his soul in that fucking movie.
He put
and it
something
came
into
out
it.
4 years later or something.
It did. Oh man, but I think
I can't deal with them, because Philip Seymour Hoffman is in it, fucking Bill Paxton, obviously the Hall of Famer Helen Hunt, fucking the cow scene. Like there's just no way. There is no way this goes well at all if it happens. Please stay in development hell. I mean, you even have fucking Carrie Elwes is in it. You can't redo this. This movie was fucking lightning in the bottle. It's peak fucking 90s. It's one of the only times really that it's you have incredibly annoying characters like his fiance in the beginning of the movie that you actually like. Like this movie can't happen again. This movie, you can't do it. You can't do it.
I agree because yeah, and I mean it was, I think it was around the time when people people were onto the storm hunting thing, and they had a lot of shows on Discovery Channel and things like that when that was going on. And I guess we had some kind of a small resurgence with like Sharknado and things like that, but I don't see this like it is. If you guys ever been and I guess I shouldn't even say this, ridden the Twister ride, in quotations.
I was with a stripper that called it the Twister, but I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
Sorry for after hours. Anyways,
I've been in an actual tornado. Does that count?
That does, yeah. But no, the Universal ride is literally you walking through a house that has been like ravaged by a tornado. Then you get to this platform that's it's like 3 different levels, and you see the truck, you see the cow, you see the tornado, you hear them call the stuff out and everything. And literally, what happens is the platform, you can feel the platforms raise about an inch, and all of a sudden they drop, and that's the ride. And then you go off to the gift store. I'm not lying, like that's what it is. Universal
nuts.
spent okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that's gonna make you even more mad. They took out Ghostbusters to put this in.
Oh, fuck them.
Okay. Yeah. Can we get a petition started to Universal bring back the Ghostbusters show or something of them?
You know what would be great, Nick, is if Universal had a lot of land, not like a lot as a copious amount, just one lot. And what they would do is they would put up their old rides. So put up Back to the Future, Jaws, and something else, and just leave them there, because the thing is, Universal has lost its identity. I hate Disney as a company, as a theme park, but at least it has an identity. Universal used to have, it was the theme park to the movies, and then they had iconic rides. It wasn't just like flash in the pan shit like Twister. It was classic iconic stuff, and now that doesn't matter anymore. It's like Transformers, the Michael Bay experience. It's like, dude, Michael Bay hasn't made a Transformers movie in a while. They've rebooted Transformers. It's dated.
I agree.
They're still harping on Jurassic Park 27 years later.
They were
even worse.
That part of the park when Hillary and I went. They were still doing the Jurassic Park thing, as in revamping it. It was closed when we got there because they were remodeling the whole goddamn thing.
Even worse, the ET ride is untouched at both parks on both ends of the U.S.
Because Spielberg is so obsessed with that fucking movie. I haven't even watched it.
Yeah, no, I actually watched it recently because of the quarantine. I was like, yeah, I wonder if this movie is as bad as I remember. Maybe I'm a kid and I'm just I didn't know it anywhere when I watched it. I was like, yeah, this is not good. This is just not good.
It's not that E.T.'s not good. It's just it's kind of like Scorsese in the whole Hugo thing. Like, it's a kids movie. I made it for my kids. E.T.'s not bad. It's just this. It's just shit like that when they act like it's one of the greatest films of all time. Like, it's not. It's an okay movie. It gets a lot of that 80s love. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love Jurassic Park. But for them to have the fucking to be redoing the Jurassic Park ride, fucking almost 20 years later, it's like, come on, guys, like we've had major experiences at this point, and then to see that you have some rides that are damn near 20 years old still there, like the fucking Mummy ride, and I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. The X-Men ride, I'm glad the X-Men ride was still there. I got to finally go on it after years and years and years not being able to go on it. But like Universal is just this. It's the dark side of nostalgia. Like it refuses to let some shit go. Even like the MIB ride is cool, but it feels like it's fucking damn near 20 years old. It's just Universal's so weird.
Oh my god,
I loved it because I didn't go yet, but
Oh god, I love that ride so much, and I always visit the gift shop because I love that franchise, and they've messed it up so bad. And it's like, it's the easiest franchise to build anything out of. You have a limitless amount of stuff you can do with it, and you did the wrong thing with it. It's like,
yep,
man,
that's exactly what's gonna fucking happen to Twister too. I cannot wait to
and
see
I'm still mad about the cartoon. Still mad about the cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about Twister is like on this article it says the film was a massive hit. It was Jesus Christ, Cat, shut up. Anyway, it talked about the groundbreaking special effects. Steven Spielberg produced, Jan de Bont from Speed directed, and it was a rare time where Michael Crichton penned a script. So who are you going to get involved?
Oh my god.
You're getting Joseph Kosinski, the guy that's Top Gun Maverick, and Frank Marshall, aka Mr. Kathleen Kennedy, is going to produce the film. And the funny part is it goes, the plot details are vague on this latest version. It's a movie about a tornado. That's the entire plot. It's like, we're going to remake Jaws. What's it about? A shark in the water and a boat. There you go. They're simple movies.
And that's how they missed the point. It's the same thing with the Michael Bay horror remakes and the mid 2000s. Like they were all PG-13 and they all hit these they all did a lot of fan service for those franchises, and that was it. They were one and done and gone. A couple of them got sequels, which is odd, but it's just they're all just weird money grabs, man. That's all they were. They're made for like little to no money, and you had a lot of no names in them, and that's what it was.
Yeah,
I can't wait. It's gonna be such like you can't like that's the thing about Hollywood is instead of trying to create legitimate lightning in the bottle, you try to copy the previous lightning in the bottle that happened 20 years ago. Like you, instead of accidentally making shit like John Wick or something that you cobble together because a fucking author was able to actually write a coherent movie script, let's just copy what those guys did in 1994 in 6 or 7 or 4 or whatever. Let's just do what they did. It's like that's not how that works. It's not how it works. You can't accidentally get Philip Seymour Hoffman and Bill Paxton, Michael Crichton and Spielberg producing, and Helen Hunt being interested. Like you can't you can't make that shit happen.
On that part never happened. Helen Hunt, Bonnie Hunt is more interesting.
No.
It is the only movie which she's in that I give a shit. Like she's like just the random scene with her and Bill Paxton arguing in the rain, and she makes it about her dad and shit because she wants to get the Dorothy into the tornado, and Bill Paxton's like, no, it's not gonna work. She's like, we gotta fucking do it. You don't know what it's like, and it's just like, what the fuck is happening? But it works in the movie, and you're like, damn,
it does.
You're like, damn, Helen, like, okay, I kind of care about your shitty character right now. Like they randomly go to her aunt's house, and they have a whole 5-minute conversation about her slaughtering her cows. It's like, what the fuck? But it's hilarious.
Yes.
You have fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman going, beef. And you're like, I fucking love that. It would not work anywhere else, but it works in this movie. I love it. You can't redo that shit.
You have Carrie Ellis being the guy in like the black vehicles, like, and they copied everything they did. They look like the government going down the road, and these guys look like a bunch of like people going to like the fire festival, but they're too old for it. Their vans, and they're cobbled together like trucks and everything with the radar and stuff. It's like, what's going on here?
It is. It's so weird. And then he's like randomly being an asshole, but you're not entirely sure why he's being an asshole. But you agree that you don't like him. But they're like, oh well, he took Dorothy and he got a job with Weather Channel or whatever. And I'm just like, I want to say congratulations, but yeah, fuck you, Carrie Elwes. I don't know why, but you're a dick for doing that.
Yeah, it's
just
a weird
kind of
movie.
illustrates to the point of Hollywood. I mean, it's like, how do they? All right, we already know they're creatively bankrupt for the most part. They're out of any original idea. But it's like, how are they figuring this stuff out? Are they saying, all right, let's pick a year, 1997. Okay, cool. Let's pick the top 15 grossing movies of that year, and you put them on like a spinning wheel, and you just spin it, and you fire a dart at it, and whatever it lands on is like, that's what we're going to remake and reboot this year.
Hold on, Kevin. You know what?
Twister.
Okay, top films of 1997. Let's look what's up. Let's play that game for just a quick second. So here we go. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get Titanic remade.
Titanic 2.
Titanic 2, sinking faster.
Listen. Here's what here's what I'll accept as a sequel. Speed 3. Okay, I'll accept Speed 3 as a sequel. All right.
I wouldn't even accept Speed 2 as a sequel. Shut up.
Wait, you don't buy Jason Patrick as a bona fide action star, you pussy?
What? No. Bring back Keanu Reeves and make it part 3. And you have him and what's her name randomly meet, and they get, I don't know, in some hostage situation or something, and something happens. They have to save the people on the bus to play into the train or the the spacecraft or whatever. I don't know.
Or better yet, you have a crossover. It's Speed 3, and there's something going on, and Sandra Bullock somehow in the middle of it. But instead of Keanu Reeves as his character in that movie, he shows up as John Wick. Ooh, John Wick saves the day. See, I'd watch that.
How about we put it in space and call it Speed 3 Lightspeed?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can we
She's
get
starring The Rock?
can we get Liam Neeson in there as well?
What was
Just
he
for
doing
good
in
measure?
1997?
Might as well. Why not?
So I'm looking at some of the top films from 97. Obviously, Titanic's one of the biggest films ever. There's also Lolita, which is that Kirsten? That's not Kirsten Dunst, is it? Anyway, I don't care. We also have The Fifth Element.
Oh my god, Fifth Element, love that movie. Jeez.
That's a movie you
remake
should like. Yeah, never remake it. It's great.
No, God, for the love of God, never remake
They're gonna
Fifth
try.
Element.
They're
Don't
gonna
give me a
try.
sequel. If you want to give me something new for it, I know this goes against my better judgment, but give me like an anime of it, please. I could deal with that.
I would watch that.
Yeah, I would. I'd roll with that.
Anastasia, don't care either way. Amistad, you really can't remake Amistad. You can't really remake Austin
No, you
Powers.
can make the sequel.
Amistad, oh God, I saw that. Amistad 2, starring Keaton Williams.
This goddamn boat.
Exactly.
Starring Janny Glover. I'm truly too old for this shit.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they remade either Dante's Peak or Face Off.
Yep.
Oh God, they might do Face Off, and
I can see it happening.
Oh God, well, imagine Face Off in this current climate.
Be two chicks.
Yeah, it would be something like that.
You know, goddamn it, that is
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
what's gonna happen. It's gonna be two women, and it's gonna be one of them's gonna be Brie Larson, and the other one's gonna be Charlize Theron or some crazy shit. And it's gonna be not only I'm not just with the FBI, I'm with the CIA, and I have to save the entire world. You fucking bitch, and like that'll be like the big showdown. Like one of them will call him a bitch, and the whole audience will just be like, "What?"
This is Alien style.
Yeah, can't wait. It's good. That's
I don't know.
gonna be
Vulcan is a guilty pleasure of mine. That movie is ridiculous.
We should watch that for Patreon, Nick. I love it.
Dude.
a
Don't
great
get me
movie.
started. It is entirely ridiculous, and I love it. I remember I gave it to my friend. I gave it to my friend for his birthday because he loved it. I was like, "This is ridiculous, man." Now you got it on Blu-ray. So
You'll
Dodging
laugh,
that fucking hat.
dude. When I moved out here, that was my biggest concern. Not earthquakes. I'm like, what about the volcanoes? The Brand Tarp might open up.
Oh my god, Tommy Lee Jones is too old to save us.
dude, he was old back then. Okay, come on. He's always been
Fucking crazy.
he's always been kind of crotchety. All right, come on.
And fucking Anne Heche. Anne Heche is a geologist, and we're supposed to believe that shit. God damn it, I love that movie. I don't know why, just her running around with short hair just makes me laugh every time I see that fucking movie.
The Saint. Oh, that's a fun movie.
Oh, that's a great movie. Underrated Falcon movie.
You could remake Runaway Bride. No, My Best Friend's Wedding. There you go. That's what that is.
Yeah, gender and race swap them. That'd be fine. Go ahead.
So 1997 was a decent year for movies, but you ever seen Nothing to Lose, Dion?
Oh, I love that. Oh my god, that's such a fun movie.
I have not.
Kendo, have you seen it?
What's that?
Nothing to Lose, Martin Lawrence, Tim Robbins.
I have not.
Oh, check it out. It's a fun movie. Now,
I'll look into it.
our friend Infinite Wander asked us a question last week during for the podcast in a super chat about help with supervillains, and we misunderstood We thought he was asking us to help, that we would be supervillains in his story. He was actually asking us to help come up with villains. So, guys, I want you to think through the course of the show. I saw you were here, Infinite Wander. I want to give the guys a couple of minutes to kind of collect their thoughts. I don't want to put them on the spot and give you some bad ideas, but I wanted to, remind them because you asked me to. So,
okay, come up with some. Okay, I got you, G.
Also, shout out to Juan R for having a great take. He thinks the Tomorrow Never Dies has a great score by David Arnold, and he likes the song Surrender, as do I. I think it's better than Sheryl Crow's song. So, also this past week, since we've last met, guys, was the N64's anniversary, the 24th year of its existence.
Jesus.
Now, the N64 has had a lot of games. Well, compared to the PlayStation, not a lot of games. But I enjoyed the hell out of that system. I was having this discussion with Jessie the other day because we both she actually brought her N64 out here. It's not hooked up currently, but it needs to be. But I was looking at, I'm going to send you guys this and put it on the screen, the top selling games, on the N64. And you'd be surprised what some of them are. Now, Dion, I know you weren't really a Nintendo kid growing up, but have you had any good memories of the system?
Oh, absolutely, dude. Especially in college when we, they weren't my brother-in-laws then, but we stole my brother-in-law's 64 and took it to school and played a shit ton of Smash Bros. On it, the original Smash Bros. A lot of my friends had an N64, and even though I could never really get over the controller, I still have so many good memories of that system, man. And then obviously just the commercials are partly what I'm super nostalgic for. I just remember seeing so many commercials, and I just never got one. But damn, dude, I fucking GoldenEye's definitely got to be up there for sure.
Oh,
yep,
geez.
and then Super Smash Bros. Zelda, duh, that's smart, dude.
Well, these are just the highest selling games on the system.
Right.
And it's interesting, too, if you look, Mario 64, obviously the most with 11 million units, but GoldenEye, a third-party movie-based licensed game, 8,090,000 copies. It outsold The Legend of Zelda by almost not quite a million, over a million, almost a million copies. Excuse me, I misspoke. It's a great game. This is a list. We talk about embarrassment of riches. The N64 may have had cartridge-based games, and they didn't have Final Fantasy and all the other dumb shit. But the quality first-party was the best.
Thank you for saying that was dumb shit because I hate those Final Fantasy games so much. Oh my god, I can't.
Oh yeah, me too.
I can't play them, and every time I hear Final Fantasy, they've announced a new one. I can hear 100 nerds in their nerd caves just nut. I'm just like, oh god, there's a disturbance in the force. I just can't. Every time they mention it, yeah, every time they mention it, I know for like a week solid, all of my feeds are gonna go crazy with people like wanting, remembering it and wanting it and waiting for it to come out. It's just like I don't care. I do not care.
It's funny, drunk, belligerent, confused, elderly, incapacitated. Everyone says about James Bond's hand with the whole gun thing, but I've seen that cover so many times as a kid. Like, I can't actually see it that well. I have to look at the meme of it, and even then I kind of forget about the big extended mouth. Now, Kendo and Nick, did you have N64s growing up, and if so, any good memories?
Yeah, man.
Oh, tons of great memories. GoldenEye, I cannot begin to go into the amount of time I spent on that game, whether it was staying up late or getting up way early for school to sit there and play and try to grind out and complete the game with all the cheats and everything. And I finally got everything done. I was very happy with that. Ocarina of Time was the main reason why I bought a 64. I even liked Majora's Mask, not as good as Ocarina. Smash Brothers, tons of time playing that game. The two wrestling games that I started with my buddy's house, WCW NWO World Tour, and then the one that came after that, I want to say it was sold out, but I don't think that's what it was. Either way, we spent Revenge. Countless hours. Perfect Dark was also one that my buddies and I played a ton of. Oh yeah, just from the last few years of high school through the first few years of college, it was just always playing 64 until PlayStation 2 and Xbox came out with Halo. But yeah, great, a lot of great times. I've actually wanted to go back and buy a new 64 because I still have my original one. It just don't work anymore.
Well, our buddy Tepukuyan from the Place to Be Reviews, guys, check him out over on YouTube here. He sent me to me, it was a new N64. It was like a refurbished one. It was like beautiful, all
nice.
Crisp and pristine. Because I still got my original one from '98, but that thing is dusty. It has seen better days, but it still has no matter where it goes in my house, the copy of GoldenEye stays in the system. That is my honestly. Like the other day, I was thinking about this when I saw the anniversary post, and I was like, how much would it cost me to get a brand new copy of GoldenEye in box to put in a frame? Guess what the price was?
How much?
It's like $150.
$1,500.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. I was like, you know what? We're going to do some stuff at the end of the year. Maybe it'll be like my Christmas gift or the second launch gift. Because usually when we do have one of the Indiegogos, I'm like, I'll get myself like an action figure or something. I was like, a new copy of GoldenEye just to display. It's my favorite video game. I love Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. $1,500. No, thank you.
That's fucking crazy.
God.
But it makes sense. But that's crazy.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Yeah, I had some good memories of that. I remember my brother playing the original, not the original, but Mario 64 on there, and just like trying to get everything all the way through that game, all the stars and everything all the way through it. It was insane. I loved Mario Kart 64. Oh man, so many broken controllers because my cousin would throw them around the room and against the wall because he kept losing because he doesn't know what he's doing. He was dog shit at everything. A lot of
Fucking dick.
a lot of Star Fox, man. I tried going through every little place you could because if you went and did certain things, you'd go down a different path and figure out other stuff as well. So I tried to do that. So yeah, man, lots of fun in those games.
I just want to give a shout out to our friend Donald in the chat. He says, my son loves Final Fantasy. I hate it. I make him play it in his room.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Good for you. Good for you.
If I had a kid that was into that stuff too, I'd be like, hey, I'll buy it for you. Have fun. Stay off the streets. Go to school.
Stay off the streets.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs. Brush your teeth.
Papa loves you. Stay off the streets, but that game fucking blows, son.
Yeah. Go upstairs and play it. If you want to cry when the chick falls into the water at the end of the one game, that's fine. You can cry. Have a good cry.
At the end of the one game, when the one chick dies from the fucking dude who does the thing, you better stop fucking crying in your goddamn room. I want to hear that shit.
It's like that meme. Why are you crying so loud? And then
Why you crying so damn loud? Fucking Sephiroth, Dad. Fuck him. His name is Sephiroth, son. You could kick his ass in the fight. Calm down.
Now, folks, I do read these super chats in order. This was a comment that I was going to make, so I want to read it from Space Monkey 0899. Thank you very much. Like I said, we will read everything. Don't worry. But he says Star Wars Pod Racer was re-released for the Nintendo Switch. I got it yesterday for a whopping $2.23.
Ooh, might have to do that.
You have a Switch. Now, I will say,
look into that one.
Somebody that loves that game, that is probably, if I'm going to rank every N64 game that I love, Pod Racing might be 4 or 5, to be honest, because it's GoldenEye, No Mercy, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, probably Pod Racing right after that, because I never called it Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. It was always just, hey, let's play Pod Racing.
Yeah.
On the Switch, if you have a Pro Controller, the controls are slightly funky. I mean, not bad. You have to use the R button to go instead of the A button like on the N64. But overall, it's a great port. It's in widescreen. It's in a higher definition. The only bad downfall is there's a glitch I ran into that it's a game-breaking glitch. When you play one of the levels that has like an anti-grav section, if you die in the anti-grav section, you respawn inside of an asteroid and you can't win. And then, and then secondly, the audio is dog shit. It's
okay.
Really, like, they need to go back.
Okay, so it's still like mono audio or something.
It's like, you ever like when you turn up speakers and there's that distortion, that sound?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really disappointing because like you turn it on, and on the N64, I don't know if anybody here had it. The N64 version was the lesser version of the Dreamcast and the PC version because the N64 didn't have music until the final lap of the race. This one has music the entire time. Obviously, when you paused it in the N64 version, it played Duel of Fates. That's awesome. That's still there. But this has like the full FMV cutscenes and all that stuff, and then it goes into the game, and it's. If you can overlook the audio issue and the one glitch I've encountered, it's probably the best presentation you can get for that game. So if you have it, or it's on PS4, Dion. So if you want to get it on the PS4, it's like $14. It's a $14.99 game. I had all the Nintendo points. That's why it was $2.23 for me.
Oh, okay, all right. I was wondering. I was like, wow, that's a not very much for that game, but yeah. I mean, I don't know, $14. I think I'll pass.
I'm loving it. I'm in first place for all the races. It's so fun.
You remember all the turns and everything. That's why.
I was saying to Jesse the other day, or not the other day, earlier today, actually, I was like, this is a game from my childhood that makes me feel like I'm a kid again. And it even almost makes me want to accept episode 1 a little more. I even said to her, do you want to watch episode 1 again? And she's like, you know what? I kind of do. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring that up, folks. I thought it was a nice, fun trip down memory lane. It takes us back to a simpler time before all this trash, before all the politics, before all the stuff we live in every single day. There was a time where life was a lot simpler, and I kind of miss that. So,
yeah, dude, the fucking 90s. If only I could have been an adult back then.
Yeah, it would have been weird if we were adults back then.
Yeah, man. You have to use payphones and shit. Have to actually Google shit. Use libraries again.
Oh, I rode my bike to the library a lot to get like. You ever go online and download the N60 or the video game cheat codes? You know?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Print them out and shit. I remember doing that. Good times, man. Fuck.
Yeah, well, I think one of the websites I went to was like Cheat CC or something.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they'd always have the codes up there, or the magazine that also came out every like once a month that have all the stuff in it. You know, it's like, hey, you can do this now. You can get these codes and for this game, and you know, it's like, oh man, it was great.
It was fantastic. I actually, when I was cleaning my house maybe a couple of years ago, I found my old printouts from the because I don't know if you guys played a lot of GoldenEye, but the way at first everyone thought it worked was you had to achieve a specific time on a specific difficulty to unlock a cheat code. So you had to do like the facility on agent or double O agent in 2.5 minutes to unlock invincibility or unlimited ammo or something. But like a couple years later, they released the push button codes. So if you went to the menu part, you typed in this button combination, and all the cheats were unlocked. Well, each sheet had a specific button combination. But I remember finding that I was like, I got to do it, and I had all the cheats unlocked, and it was like I was just like, man, the game culture is so different these days because you know we're looking at Last of Us 2 and how everything's a dumpster fire of politics and ideology. And like I said last night on the stream, I miss when gaming was just fun. You know, we can talk about shit from 20 years ago and we're getting all jacked up and excited from something that's a bunch of pixels on a screen that doesn't even look like Jake Lloyd, but it's still fun. That's all gaming needs to be. I don't care if I can see the chick's vascular arms, even though she's got the body of a guy and the head of a woman. I don't care about, you know, the deep story of a sex scene and then over the corpse of Joel and all that crap. I don't care about that. What I want to have is a fun gaming experience. Old stuff.
Yeah, and I mean it made me really mad when Xbox was like, oh, we're not gonna have couch co-op in the next Halo because we want to keep 4K. It's like, you guys are idiots. That's why people even bought the game to begin with. They don't really care about the story and mastery for things like that. Just give us couch co-op. That's all we want.
Oh yeah.
You know what we should do one day?
We just want to be able to sit down and play with 4 other people in the same room, cussing at each other and having a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should do a special podcast somewhere. I don't know if we'll do it here or somewhere, but it's just like reminiscing on like old specific things. Like, oh, remember how great this was?
Man.
And we
the
just
nostalgic hour or something.
The nostalgic hour.
If our show was longer, we would have nostalgia hour. That'd be how we could like at the end of the show. It's like, all right, guys, it's time for nostalgia hour. Let's talk about Diddy Kong Racing or something. Now, before we get into our next segment, because it's going to get a little heavy, I'd like to see what the folks are saying in the chat. So let's see. We had a couple super chats, quite a few actually. Thank you very much, guys. Brian Kim, we read his. We also read TLJ. Oh, we did not read TLJ Screwjobs. TLJ Screwjob sent in 2 in a row. Thank you. He says, Dion, what's it like having your plan to get the rest of the guys to like Dark Fate backfire?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
He also says, Dion went through a reverse Jeremy with Dark Fate. Jeremy loved The Last Jedi, but ended up hating it. Dion hated Dark Fate, but ended up loving it.
I refuse to have my character assassinated in this way, damn it. I was specifically instructed not to watch it, and then fucking Patreon made me watch the shit. And I never forgave it for that shit. Fucking switchblades and flies. Nicole Simpson can't rap. I want justice.
That applause is for you. If folks in the chat, if anyone can tell me what that reference is from, you'll get listener of the night. Don't anybody help? Don't help them, guys. Let's chat figure it out. Our friend Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pops. By the way, Logan Michael, as a fellow collector, if you see that those pre-orders for that Jurassic Park Comic-Con exclusive goes back up, let me know. I want to buy one because I thought it was a cool thing, and it sold out before I even knew it went live. So, Logan Michael, if you find the link when it goes live, just shoot me a PM, dude. But Logan Michael, thank you very much. He says, if they truly want to honor if they truly want horror to be frightening, they should make the threat haunting, not scary. Like that feeling when you look up and it says Dream Guy or Eratus and going on the images. Hold on, let me reread that. It says, if you truly want horror to be frightening, they should make the threat haunting, not scary. Like that feeling you get when you look up Dream Guy or Eratus and going on images. I'll Google images. Okay, that's what.
No, we're not going to do that.
Logan Michael, I'd like to sleep tonight.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
It's funny though, Nick. We're talking about all these remakes and stuff from Twister. really a lot of remakes, I wouldn't say start with, but horror seems to have, horror is the genre that has the most remakes, and I think that's also the genre where you have some of the better remakes. For example, if you're not like me and you don't consider The Thing a sci-fi movie and you consider it a horror film, The Thing is a remake, technically, in quotations, and I think it's better than the original.
Well, yeah, because I think it was The Thing from Outer Space was the original black and white movie, and then John Carpenter turned it up to 11, and we have what we have now. And also you have The Fly from Cronenberg, which I think was a wonderful choice, and just creepiness and overall just like uneasiness of just like this man has fly DNA in his system now. What happens? And then you see it. And then you have The Blob from '88, which is redone from Beware the Blob with Steve McQueen in like 56 or something. It was, or maybe it was even earlier than that. I don't know. And that is a wonderful movie as well because it's just creepy. You have, the government element and, this town and this thing just eating people up and churning through them and the crazy, wonderful effects of the whole thing. Like, it's just a wonderful movie altogether. So, yeah, I mean, you have, those, I mean, yeah, that's just, those three remakes I think are really good and should be, looked at differently, obviously.
By the way, Logan Michael actually got the quote from Dion, so he wins Listener of the Night. So Logan Michael, Anti-Funko Pops, you, sir, are officially the Listener of the Night.
Of course Logan Michael got
it. You better not bring your kids. So our friend Cruising Through Time says, well, if it isn't the four horsemen of the fandom menace, hail WCBS. Ooh, I like that. Thank you, Cruising Through Time. That is a very nice compliment. We also have our friend Space Monkey 0899 who says Starship Troopers 2 had CGI films that aren't bad. I have not seen any of the animated CGI Starship Troopers. Now, Dion, Nick, I know you guys both really love Starship Troopers. Kendo, how do you feel about it?
The animated
Never
one,
watched it.
It was okay. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was alright. Yeah.
It actually had Casper Van Dien and Dizzy, reprised their roles. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was because it was. I keep wanting to say Ghosts of Mars. Whatever the name of it was, it was pretty good. They tried their damnness to copy that same energy of Paul Verhoeven and the whole Federation Network shit, and it was fun. Overall I'd say it was good. It was good.
Do you remember part 2 though, Dion?
I do.
Okay, you remember how bad it was then?
They randomly tried to make it a horror movie.
Yes, yeah, and like the bugs were inside the guy's head somehow and like controlling him, like they were at controls or something, but they were in the brain. Like,
yep,
it was.
It was bad, and then,
it was bad.
It was. I mean, you had the one, I can never remember that guy's name, but like he was left behind because he killed his lieutenant or whatever, and then at the very end he's like, "Traitors don't go home," or some shit, and then like they tried to bring in the whole telekinetic psychic thing where the dude's psychic and he could tell what they want to do, and it's god, it was.
Oh, I think you're talking about Starship 3 Marauder, where it's like the entire planet is also like a creature or something.
Well, yeah, that was 3, but 2 it was one. The asshole character was an empath, and he was like he melded with one of them, and they're trying to get the bug seated people up to the marshals and stuff, and like the chick was pregnant, but like her kid was an empath or some shit. It was 2 was really bad. 2 was really fucking bad. The effects were way worse.
Yeah, they were.
I'm gonna pass on this.
No. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. You can see how bad it is.
We need a whole week together hanging out so we can spend 3.5 days working and 3.5 days watching bug shit movies.
Shitty shit.
Our friend Space Monkey 0899 has a take that I agree. He says Dante's Peak is better than Volcano. Better in terms of quality, yeah. Better movie experience. I'm gonna take Volcano because I understand like Volcano and Dante's Peak is the same argument as like Armageddon and Deep Impact. Like one's really fun and one's really poignant and
right.
Thought provoking and actually accurate. So
Our friend Culture Casino, thank you very much. By the way, Culture Casino made a kick-ass intro for the High Council. Guys, I'm gonna play it for you when we go.
Oh, dude, yeah. I heard that. Also, the guy you had on, Cameron, I forget his last. I heard what he was saying, man. He was wonderful to hear, to listen to. I couldn't stop listening to it. Everything he said was awesome.
Well, he's good. He agreed to come back on, and I'm gonna do. I'll tell you guys off air what I have planned for like a very special thing for the channel. But I want to have him on and interview him and talk about stuff because he's a font of information that I don't think people in the WCBS community have had access to before. We had Russell, who knew a lot of stuff from Lucasfilm behind the scenes, and Russell's a cool dude. Like, Russell's a guy I actually want to go hang out with when everything blows over. But same with Cameron, like, he's local as well, and he's a guy I'd love to just sit down and get coffee with and shoot the shit. Oh,
I'd love to do that too, because he mentioned Piranha 3D or whatever, and I was like, he loves schlocky stuff just like I do. We can totally be friends.
Well, he's been listening to us for a long time because he referenced some shit we covered years ago before The Last Jedi came out, and I went, "Oh, okay, this guy's legit." Like, he's a fan of the channel. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's great, man. That's great.
Like, sometimes somebody like that who like works in Hollywood's like, "Yeah, I still watch these guys on YouTube." I'm like, "No way."
Yeah, and like I think he mentioned that he was he's the one who put the Tron Uprising the cartoon together, and I was a huge fan of that when it came out. I watched every episode, and then like it changed time. It changed like its time 3 or 4 times, and then it went away. It was just canceled after the first season. I felt so bad because I really loved that show.
I told him straight, like, I really liked Tron Legacy. I like Tron Legacy a lot. I think it's a pretty solid movie. It's basic, but it's enjoyable for me. So I want more Tron.
Well, I mean, they're bringing from what I hear, they're bringing the ride to the Florida park. So, yeah.
So also we had our friend. Sorry, I had to quote the Space Monkey 089, who did say that Star Wars Pod Racer was re-released for Nintendo Switch. I did pick that up, like I said, Space Monkey, so I've been having a lot of fun. Now, Loki07, thank you very much for a super generous super chat. He says, what do you think of the rumor of Johnny Depp playing the Joker in the Batman Beyond film if Keaton says yes? Also, Ocarina of Time is the greatest game ever made. May the Chinese boy cough in your mouth if you say otherwise. Now, before you guys answer anything about Batman, folks, that is our next segment. We're gonna jump right into that. We're gonna use that as a transition. But I just wanted to answer the N64 ones before we do it. And I will say this, Loki07, Ocarina of Time used to be my absolute favorite Zelda game and my favorite video game, but I realized that I play GoldenEye a lot more. And if I actually have to redo my N64 list, I forgot to add Ocarina of Time. That's my number 2. I love it, and I don't think Majora's Mask is that much fun. What do you guys think about Ocarina of Time?
Listen, I never played a lot of Zelda. You know, Hill went back and replayed it. I thought it was, watching. I thought it was a great game, and that's something that I might pick up later. But yeah, I mean, I get the love and respect it gets, and like I said, even secondhand, I fucking love that game.
Great story. Snell World says best. No, I don't mean you. I meant like the game has a great story. I wasn't saying like cool story.
I know, but it just sounded funny. Like, yeah, cool story, bro. Anyway, this motherfucking.
Our friend Snell World says best N64 games: GoldenEye, Killer Instinct Gold, Shadows of the Empire, and Rogue Squadron.
Shadows of the Empire, Killer Instinct. Oh my god, I remember Killer Instinct. Oh jeez,
dude, Rogue Squadron. I was thinking about this when I was playing a race before our show this afternoon. Episode 1 Racer is the second best Star Wars game I think ever made. I think, in my opinion, the first one for me is Rogue Squadron 2, then Episode 1 Racer, and then there's this weird gray area of a lot of great Star Wars content. And I thought to myself, too, when Lucasfilm was under George Lucas with LucasArts and all that stuff, I thought it was awesome that all the best Star Wars games always came to the Nintendo consoles, and PlayStation and Xbox got more of the third-party stuff outside of, the great one, Knights of the Old Republic for the original Xbox. Everybody seemed to love that one. But I mean, the Nintendo systems always just had, like, I don't even think there was, outside of Star Wars the arcade for the Sega 32X, I don't think there was a single Star Wars game on that system. There was one Indiana Jones game, Last Crusade, and the LucasArts, had always just had this really great relationship with Factor 5 and Nintendo, and the quality was so high through the roof that it almost was excusable to buy a Nintendo system to play the best Star Wars content on. Sadly, that's changed nowadays, where everything is just multi-platform. But I was thinking to myself, like, realistically, Nintendo and Star Wars was just, had a great partnership.
Yeah, they did. They had a bunch of fun games, and I always tried to buy them whenever they came out because they were, just fun to play.
Our friend Space Monkey 0899 says Halo Infinite will have the Banished. These guys are the Mad X Covenant.
Well, I mean, if they, if the new Halo's announced or whatever, and they actually make it good this time, ugh.
Well, I'm going to be getting Halo Infinite at the end of the year if it comes out.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that. Matt G, thank you very much for your super chat sticker of a piece of cake. Appreciate that. And you know what? Since we got through all the video game related content, we're going to start our next feature so everyone doesn't have to wait. But don't worry, our friend Adam Wofford as well as Kyle McCory, we will read your guys in just a moment. But to jump back up to Low-Key 07, talking about Batman, tonight's main feature of the show is an exciting one because we all are roughly the same age. Within what? 5 years of each other, 6 years of each other, we're all roughly the same age?
Yeah, definitely.
We all grew up with Michael Keaton Batman being probably the coolest representation on the big screen. Yes, Val Kilmer was cool. Dion loves... The cool thing about Dion is how Dion, your mom loved Val Kilmer. It's always funny when you tell stories about how your mom... Did she think he was just a good actor? Or did she think he was like a great-looking guy, too?
All the above, man. That was her favorite Batman. He was her favorite Batman.
He's my favorite Batman. My favorite live-action Batman.
That's a good way to qualify it. Favorite live action, because I think most people jump to Kevin Conroy from the cartoon. He just
was. I mean, that was so Batman for me.
It's almost not fair though, because he's just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man.
But this week we have had the official confirmation that Michael Keaton is coming back as Batman, which blew my mind. Because if you would have asked me earlier in the year, like say 5 things that you think will never happen, Michael Keaton coming back to play Batman / Bruce Wayne, I didn't think it was going to happen. And before anyone in the chat or anyone that listens to Future says he's only playing Bruce Wayne confirmed, he doesn't know, we don't know about the bat suit. To me, Batman and Bruce Wayne are synonymous. Bruce Wayne is the mask that Batman wears. His true identity is the Batman. So that's the standpoint I always take with the character. But okay, so now that Kenda's back, what was everyone's thought when they saw that Michael Keaton was coming back as Batman? Kenda, since you just first rolled back in, what were your thoughts when you heard this news?
First, I thought it was a hoax because I'm like, "There's no way that can't be true." And then I read the article about it. I'm like, "Huh, it's what I've always wanted for the last almost 30 years. How is this going to work? I'm intrigued. I want to see more."
Do you want to know more?
Nick, what about you?
Yeah, I was kind of on that. I was like, oh, this is a hoax because 2020, why not? But no, I mean, it was good to see that he's going to come back and they're in talks and things like that to do the movie. I wish it was a different movie than Flashpoint with Ezra because he's insufferable. But hey, man, you take the win when you can get it. So I'm down with it.
Now, Dion.
Yes.
My Batman brother. What were your thoughts when you heard this news?
I had a raging hard on, and then I was going to change my pants, but the feeling that him coming back as Batman that gave me, I refused to dishonor him by changing my shorts, and I reveled in that realization. But once I got past all the physical response I did want to try to have sex with my wife because, again, I was hard from hearing that he was coming back. But then once I got past that, I decided that I was fucking ready. Because if there is anything that's going to save the DCEU and undo fucking Zack Snyder, it's Michael fucking Keaton. The OG, the papa of comic book superheroes, motherfucker. Michael Keaton coming back, being old man Batman. I'm fucking on board. And you know what? Fuck Zack Snyder. Fuck Ezra Miller, which I really do hope someone punches him in the throat. Just want to make that clear. Fucking Daddy Keaton's coming back, motherfuckers. Woo! I can't wait. I'm going to fuck Flash. But, yo, Batman, Michael Keaton's coming back? Shit, Negro.
Did you just say you're going to bang the Flash, dude?
What I heard. I think we all heard it. I'm going to fuck Flash.
Listen, we all have to make mistakes to the movie, guys, to make sure this happened. And God damn it, I will put a mouth guard in. I will plug my nose. I will go to fucking work to make sure that OG Batman comes back into the fold, baby. I don't care. I'll do what I got to do, boys.
All right, but what if that means, Dion, what if that means an eventual crossover where they do a Batman Beyond style thing where Michael Keaton is Bruce Wayne and Robert Pattinson is the young Batman?
Don't do that to me, Jesse. Don't fucking do that. Because if you thought the boner I received when I heard that, and if they say just Beyond at all in any fucking news going forward, I'm gonna
That's what
Listen.
I think they're gearing. I think they're putting their bait in the water and seeing what bites. And if this works out, I think that's what they're gearing up to.
Dion. Michael Keaton's going to be at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh God, Nick, you know what this does to me.
Well, when I first like you guys, when I first heard this news, I didn't realize, or I didn't believe it. I was like, wait, I looked at the date. It's at the end of June. There's no way that, the Hollywood Reporter is going to pull a prank like this.
Once again, it's 2020. I have to keep my toes and everything and make sure everything's kosher, because if I don't, I might get caught or something. So it's like I don't want to get too hopeful, because things might happen. So the official story.
The chat is fucking on fire right now. Holy shit!
The official story is
Man, Dion, Beyond Thunderdome. Oh, you guys did it again.
So the story is that he's coming back to play Bruce Wayne / Batman in this Flash movie, which is going to be a multiverse film that ties in together different facets of DC, which is fine. Now, I know folks in the chat, the Batman Beyond poster is a fan-made poster. We'll talk about that, the possibilities of Batman Beyond, the excitement, and all of that stuff. But when I first saw this, I was like, no way. I read into it. I like the concept. I wish to make this concept perfect would be to remove Ezra Miller. Just completely remove him out of the picture and replace him with another Flash actor. You can get Grant Gustin. I don't care. You could have, like I said on the High Council, a joke. I'll play the Flash. I don't care if I can't run. You can CGI.
That's a thick-ass Flash.
You know what? If it brings us back to Michael Keaton, you don't care.
My man. You get it.
I do. So we saw this stuff, and the internet's been a flood with excitement, people, theories, all these things have been going on. It's kind of an exciting time, and it's actually the perfect time to release this, because we're all getting ready for Comic-Con at home, the at-home edition, the 2020 edition. There's going to be all sorts of new releases and information and new collectibles and stuff coming out, but this kind of gets us geared up for that summer geek culture span. I will go see this movie right away. I don't care if Ezra Miller is a dick. Michael Keaton playing Batman has basically sold at least 2 tickets to this household, maybe 4. I might go back and see it if he's awesome. I only hope that he has a prominent role, and it's not one of those, I'm the Flash, this is my movie. He jumps into this timeline where Michael Keaton was Batman, and then he talks to him for 5 minutes and goes. Right. There's going to be there's so much hype for this return. He's going to have to stick around like Chris Pratt on Parks and Rec. He got so popular from the fans that he was written into the show the entire time. So,
well, it is Hollywood, and their decision-making skills are they don't have any. So that's what worries me.
You're not lying.
That's what worries me. He may actually be there for 5 minutes and then boom, next timeline.
So I'm hoping that we actually see the bat suit. I don't think we'll see Michael Keaton wear the bat suit, which is fine, but I would like to see that 89 or Returns, even though I think the Return suit is a lesser version. I'd like to see that suit displayed like they did on the Batman Beyond cartoon. You remember, guys, how they had the bat suit, Batgirl, and Robin's costume and Nightwing?
Yes.
I don't want to see a Robin. I don't want to see any of that shit. I just want to see that one suit in the car parked. Like, he never ditched that car. He upgraded and got a different car, but he kept that one in the cave because that car is perfection. I love, like, if that movie has a flashback of him as Batman, a scene with the Batmobile, the suit, and the Danny Elfman score, I'm gonna cream my pants. I'm getting excited. I'm just thinking about it. We need this kind of shit right now. This is what geek culture needs. No more Star Wars. No more bullshit. Look, I love Christopher Reeve. He has passed away. He could never be Superman again. But Michael Keaton is still alive and healthy, and he can be Batman, and that is exactly what we need.
Listen. You saying that reminds me. I don't know if it was actually Alex Ross, but there was a DC Big Three art piece that went viral. It was Keaton Batman, Reeves Superman, and oh my God, what's her name? Wonder Woman from the TV show.
Linda Carter,
Linda Carter, Linda Carter, and it went crazy. And that obviously we'll never get that. But I wholeheartedly agree. I feel like outside of the penny that became the reference in so many animated movies with the giant penny in the Batcave, if they reference that, I mean, holy shit! Like you need this. You need not just DC, but like you said, geek culture in general. Like just just callbacks to things that brought us all together because they were good. Like just having that Batmobile and that suit, and you know, and I'm not totally off the bandwagon of having other callbacks. Like if you were to have that bat suit, that Batmobile, and then maybe if you had the chattering mouth toy from that Joker,
Oh my
or maybe
God,
if you had his suit, like just something. I don't know, man. Like it just God, that'd be so great. If you want people to flock to see them, that movie would break records just on that part alone. And then if you have him actually have lines and he's in an integral part of the movie, holy shit, that'd be fantastic. Or maybe even have the aforementioned stuff, and then you have, obviously because she was probably the best part of Returns, you had, he kept that Catwoman suit or something. Like it just
Dude, how about he just kept that? I would like to see this alternate world. I wouldn't mind if her and Bruce Wayne got married eventually. She went off and did her shit, but Batman and Catwoman have
Oh
had
my
this
God, dude, that'd be
not
amazing.
Like he has this flashback thing, and Alfred's dead, and the only two people that live in Wayne Manor are. Even maybe she's dead too. Maybe they did get married and she died out in Gotham somewhere. And it comes back. It's like, yeah, I was Batman, or he's still Batman technically. Maybe he's like, whatever. I lost out my parents is what made me Batman. Then I lost the next closest thing I had with Alfred, and then my wife was killed by the Joker. Maybe in that timeline, that's how the Joker dies. Batman and Catwoman got married, and the Joker killed her, and Batman snapped one time and killed her. And maybe this Flash thing is what brings him back to being Batman, because he's like, I broke my no-kill rule. Even though that'd be dumb coming from Michael Keaton, because he stuck a bomb to the guy's chest and threw him down a well. So maybe not that.
right.
Listen, we didn't see him die. We don't know. We know these are just allegations, sir, Your Honor. Okay, we don't know what happened to that man.
Well, look,
No evidence.
No
Batman
evidence.
did not kill the Joker in Batman '89. The Joker's whatever. I know exactly how he dies in the Batgun.
Yeah, the grapple fucking wraps around his leg and wraps around the gargoyle, and he's on the fucking helicopter, and it pulls it off, and he falls in the most dramatic 3-ring let go I've ever seen in a fucking movie. And then he fucking dies, and they find the fucking laughter thing in his jacket, the last fucking joke of that Joker, after he falls with the comical shattered sidewalk, just like some kind of callback
No
to
blood.
that. No blood, just shattered in him, and then
No
just
blood, no gore.
A
Big divot in the concrete.
Oh my God. So this story actually does go a little further, because I guess this information was so amazing to the fans in Warner Brothers and AT&T, which I jokingly said on the High Council this week, guys. I said, AT&T, if they continue to do this kind of fan service in quotations, because it doesn't feel hollow, it feels like something that would be awesome. If they keep going this fan first movement, I jokingly said, I'm going to switch my phone plan to AT&T from Verizon. It's like, if you give us Michael Keaton back, I will buy your shitty phone service. I'm not going to get an iPhone because I have standard, but I will.
Don't switch our internet. I was there. I ain't going back.
Oh, we don't have to switch our internet. We need better internet. Damn you, Spectrum.
Hey, wait for
Tell me about it.
Musknet, okay?
Ooh,
wait for Starlink, whatever it is.
That seems manly. But, so the thing is, though, originally they announced.
You need the fastest speeds. Musk.
Why doesn't Elon Musk?
Ads right themselves.
He should dress himself up as the Flash in his commercials, and he should play the Flash.
That would be hilarious.
Can we get some old 90s used car commercials out of him for the internet? I would kill for that. Oh my.
Yes.
In reading off of a cue card, do you want the fastest internet on the planet?
So, look, if this news came out, everyone was so excited. I was excited. You guys were excited. But it got even better, because I suppose that AT&T and Warner Brothers heard this news. So now it's seeming like Michael Keaton's not only coming back for this Flash movie, but possibly a Batman Beyond future flick, which is really the thing I'd like to talk about for a minute, because I almost, dude, today I had to buy something for the comic on Amazon. I almost picked up the Batman Beyond Blu-ray box set, because I was like, holy shit, Batman. That's all I kept saying is Batman. I'm so excited. I love Batman Beyond. I know, Dion, you have the box set.
Yes.
Nick, Kendo, did you guys watch it at all? Were you a little too old for it? What's up?
I watched the first little bit of it, and then I just kind of fell off. But I mean, it was still a wonderful show.
Kendo?
Yeah, I watched it. I liked it.
Yeah, it's one of those weird spin-offs that doesn't suck.
Yeah, that was that's what I was afraid of whenever it came out, because I was like, we're gonna get a spin-off of this show. It's weird, but it worked, because the way they worked it in is, you see old Bruce Wayne, and then he has the brand new suit, and it's the future and everything, and and just the transition was really good. So
over on Instagram, Boss Logic, who is a fantastic artist who combines digital art, traditional art, all kinds of stuff, has reimagined a Batman Beyond film poster. He actually has reimagined 2 Batman things. Let me share this tab instead, because the second one's just as cool, if not cooler. Where are we at? Boom. Here we go. So right here, Boss Logic on Instagram, folks. You can check him out. So this was the first image I saw. Now, obviously, this is from the movie. This is a Photoshop job. It's awesome, though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look, I'm so excited. The cats are falling off shit because they can't wait for Michael Keaton to return as Batman. And then
Picking up on your energy, that's why they're bouncing off.
yeah, good. They should be excited. Michael Keaton is Batman. The world's a better place. But but with this this Batman Beyond poster, obviously it's fan made. It's exciting. It's cool. I hope if they do a Batman Beyond film, they make Terry McGinnis look like Terry McGinnis. They don't try to pull any of that 2020 crap where you change the characters. And I also don't want it really. I don't want any kind of garbage. I want this to be fun, escapist entertainment, and I want to see as much as I as much as I don't love Blade Runner like most people, I'd like to see a very Blade Runner future / Tron neon future, like a really cool,
almost like cyberpunk, but not that neon.
Oh, actually, you could go that neon, but you could also do it where it's just better and it's not a dystopian future.
Yeah.
Like a more futuristic version of the aesthetic from Forever, like the Prince stuff.
Yeah, like an advanced Forever or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If they do the Flash correctly, and then they can do, I hope, if the Flash thing is done correctly and it's done to the point where we all love it, and he has a big part and everything, that I hope they can transition that good the way they executed that to a Batman Beyond project. Because my fear is that they would do good with the first one, and then they'd shit on Batman Beyond, and then they would try to put too much into it, and then it would just suck.
Well, I want Batman. I want a Lethal Weapon. If they do a Batman Beyond, make it Lethal Weapon Batman. Lethal Weapon, essentially. I want, just a fun action movie, and the background is Blade Runner. I want fucking explosions. I want Terry McGinnis to be cool Terry McGinnis that he was in the fucking show. I want I want gruff, grumpy Mr. Miyagi fucking Bruce Wayne. I want ink. I want fucking that fucking meme reminds me how much I love what was that dude's name? The main bad guy. You killed my dad. Do you have any idea how little that tells me? I want a fucking bad guy who's just a fucking
the guy Mark
asshole.
Hamill played?
Yes, just a straight up asshole. I want a fucking Joker gang that looks like the fucking baseball Furies and fucking the Warriors. I want you make the suit almost like it's a character, where it's fucking, him punching dudes through fucking walls and actual fight scenes where it's Terry McGinnis actually becomes a badass because he's training with Bruce Wayne. I want the fucking dog. I want all that shit. I want it to be a badass fun movie. If you want to keep it, like it was, and you have the fucking Asian girlfriend and all the other Dana and all that shit, do that, but don't water it down. Don't make it this fucking political bullshit where he has a monologue about bullshit that we don't care about. I want Lethal Weapon in Batman. That's what the fuck I want.
I would like to see this aesthetic on screen turned into obviously altered, but this is the baseline. Remember how Michael Keaton's Tim Burton's Batman Gotham had its own personality. It was a matte painting essentially in model work. It wasn't a real city. It had that otherworldliness. Imagine that city but evolved to 2040 or 2030 or whatever it would be. I guess 10 years from now would be the perfect time, but it's a timeline where technology had advanced at a lightning speed, so we can have holograms, we can have another thing too, if you're gonna do a Batman Beyond film, even though this is going to be contrary to what I talk about a lot, do the world properly, where like you show what Gotham is like, New Gotham or whatever they call it in the show. Like make it a character and build the world. I wouldn't even care if you had like, say it's a 2-hour and 20-minute movie. Let's say you had a 5-minute segment in the opening, or even just something where you showed Gotham evolve. Like maybe like in the cartoon, you start out with Batman in his prime, not even his prime. Batman at the end of his career, he has the heart attack, pulls the gun on the guy. He goes, "Oh my God, I've gone too far," and he goes into the hiding. And then we have, the Terry McGinnis storyline, and then we kind of just evolve from there. But I would like to see, if we're going to look at Gotham, we have to watch, like, I'd like to see a time-lapse thing almost, where it's like, it shows Gotham, and then it becomes like Gotham present. And then it's like, oh, wow. And then it's just this, flying cars, neon signs, crazy holograms, like Blade Runner on crack, like just amp up.
Oh, shit.
Because Blade Runner I respect the film, but it's a very... Imagine if Batman Beyond's film was what people thought Blade Runner was from the trailer in 1982. Like, you thought it was this big Harrison Ford action picture in the future, crazy this, crazy that. Not really a beautiful film about something serious about what does it mean to be human type of thing. Like, give us just the action version of that, and I think you have a multi-billion-dollar picture on your hands. Because we started the show talking about the N64 and stuff and how we're all nostalgic and excited and we're going on about it. And then this show came out when the N64 was still in its prime, 1999. They even had a game on the N64. If you just capture that goodwill, the 90s kids that grew up with Batman Beyond have the disposable income. That's why Batman the Animated Series toys are consistently made for collectors nonstop. They've even redone the line just so they can resell the same figures with like slight shading differences, and people are buying them up like crazy. The nostalgia tax is ridiculous. Warner Brothers, DC, everybody, just don't lean into crap. Do not take the birds of prey approach. Get a director that's capable of this, and make sure that your PR team and all your actors are on the same board about this fan, respecting the fans type of thing, and just make the movie and just collect your check and shut up. You can have the next.
Exactly. Just make it good. Don't put in your politics, and just, I don't know, just make something good. That's all I want.
And I think that's the missing piece in this puzzle that Hollywood keeps knocking off the fucking table, right? Is just pulling off something like that, but they just can't get away from having to try and speak to a group of people who aren't going to come see the movie anyway. Like, just do it to make, like, again, I love Blade Runner. But yeah, if it were the action epic with the same message that it was promised, holy shit, focus on making a piece of art. Focus on making something that we can all enjoy. The background of the characters be damned, if it's true to what we saw that made millions of us kids all love the same shit and develop friendships from this stuff and be friends with people, not saying me, but some people became friends with other groups of kids because we both fucking love Batman Beyond and like, just focus on that. This would be a fantastic way to get back in the good graces, especially if you're Warner Brothers. I mean, if you really want to mirror the success of Marvel Studios and Avengers, you do this. You give us an actual future action movie that's Blade Runner and Fifth Element mixed in one, and it's a fucking, RoboCop levels of fucking gunfire. That'd be fucking fantastic, and we'd all love it. Like you said, we're all adults now with either kids our own or looking for excuses to buy shit that reminds us. We were just talking about the nostalgic hour. Like, holy shit, could you imagine if fucking Warner Brothers nutted up and made a Batman Beyond epic movie? Just focus on making an epic movie. Holy shit. The dollar signs would be rolling. That'd be insane. That'd be ballsy, and it would work. That's the important thing.
Yeah, it would work.
I am so hard right now, Dion. I am so hard right now.
Ooh. Go, hey, what does Twitter want us to do? Okay, we'll do the opposite of that.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
A lot of people in the chat were getting really excited about casting and stuff like that. I don't know who I would want to play Terry McGinnis because I don't really follow a lot of 20-something, white guy actors these days. I'm not, pitch us in the chat some ideas for Terry McGinnis. But people were asking too about the Joker. I think this is the one time where you could make Mark Hamill play the Joker in physical form because
oh my god,
if you do the Return of the
He's
Joker,
old as fuck. He's old as fuck.
Yeah, you could just make him up, give him like a digital facelift, but him as Michael Keaton is Batman, and then you have the Terry McGinnis Batman, whoever, and then you have Michael Keaton not Michael Keaton. You have what's his face, Mark Hamill play the Joker. That movie again.
Oh my god, dude!
That could be the Avengers.
I can't get any more erect. Just stop.
It's a license to print money.
Jeez, man! Like Warner Brothers, you have our PO box. Send us a goddamn letter. Send us an email. Give us a phone call. You need us right now.
And you get the fucking kid from Baby Driver to play Terry.
Oh, what's his name? Let me look him up.
It's something weird. I can never remember his name, but that fucking kid. Ah.
Yeah. What's his name? Anson Elgort.
Anson, what the fuck you doing in 2021, bro?
I don't know.
I got an idea for you, baby.
You know what, Dion? I know that was just an off-the-cuff idea, but he's not a terrible choice. I'm looking at all these pictures of him. He's got like a weird shaped mouth, like Terry McGinnis was drawn. That actually might be the perfect casting choice. He fits the role very well. Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
And I mean, then you could build a franchise out of Batman Beyond. There you go.
Oh God, yeah. That would
those villains in a fucking franchise. Even if you decide not to do, not decide not to do, but even if your aim is not to do a franchise, I mean, it's Hollywood, obviously it is, but you just focus on the first movie. Even Batman Beyond's villains roster was so fucking good. And then you can still use the Joker. You could still have, an ancient Mr. Freeze come back. You have such a crazy roster of villains. You could have a legit fucking franchise, and you don't have to do even what Marvel did. You don't have to go pick up background characters to be major villains in some of their films like they did with The Dark World. Like, you can have fucking Ink be a fucking main villain. You could have, obviously, if you want to do it right, I think you do that what Jeff said, you have Mark Hamill as the Joker, but, you could have Ink. You could have so many of these you could have the Aces gang. Like, that'd be fucking nuts. It's just, you have so much. If you want to have an ancient Amanda Waller, you could have her be in that movie. Viola Davis is old enough to pull that type of shit off. It's God, man, that one writes itself. Holy shit.
It does. And I think, by the way, Crispy Critters, in Batman Beyond the movie, the Joker had planted that thing into Tim Drake's head, and the Joker physically returned. So do something. If you're going to pull that storyline, that would be the only time I think you could justify having an old guy be the Joker, and you don't have to build it up for
especially Mark Hamill as Joker. That would be amazing to watch.
Fucking people would go nuts.
Oh, yeah. They would go nuts, man. God, it'd be.
And you know that he would do it because he said, I'm going to be done doing the Joker, and he keeps coming back. He fucking loves doing that shit.
Well, because it's not Luke Skywalker.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so the one thing about the Batman Beyond show was the unique take on the suit. It's the only mainstream Batman that doesn't have a cape, which I'm completely fine with. I love the design of the suit. I personally would like to see a pretty much one-to-one modernization of it, including a weird face where it doesn't have his eyes or mouth showing. He has that white mouth that shows up under the fully black mask.
Yeah.
Find a way to come up. Use CGI like they do with Rorschach. And use the eyes like they do with Deadpool, and kind of just make that, because this is so otherworldly, so futuristic, so different that I don't need the Christopher Nolan influence. I think this should be the first Batman film in a decade plus that has nothing, we're not doing anything related to Christopher Nolan shit. We're not worried about the gritty realism. We're not worried about, the idealism of certain parts of Gotham City. Just make it either do an adaptation of the show or a continuation of the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton universe. And just play it like that.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I think that'd be great. But have the future element, have the city be the way it is. I mean, the way we talked about it and everything. And I mean, I think you got a winner there. But,
just do it like the Batman Beyond DLC from Arkham Knight. Where it kind of looks like it's actual armor, and there's the mouth plate over it that doesn't move. And you have the eyes, you had the red Batman. Maybe obviously don't make it look so plated like it was in the game, where it looked like it had straps and shit on it. But something similar to that. I think it would work on screen. Even if you wanted to, go back obviously and then in post, change it to where some shit that that you don't have the actor wear the full thing. But I think that type of thing would work beautifully.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's very armored. I would almost like it to be a little sleek, kind of like how Spider-Man's black symbiote suit is just, a covering, not necessarily like big, bulky. Maybe because you could buy into the whole, well, in the future, technology is, it's an advanced nanotechnology that even Bruce Wayne never, gave to the Wayne Corporation. And you could even, another thing that'd be cool too, is you could have the other story where Bruce Wayne's fighting for control of Wayne Industries or Wayne Tech or whatever they're going to call it, because, some younger up and coming guys trying to push him out because he thinks that Wayne Industries needs to be doing this, that, and the other. And you could have that story, and then you could tie it together with, the main villain or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's even a premise of one of the episodes of the show.
It is, yeah. Yep.
All right, man, there's a million things you could do with this. Sign me up for all of them.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, once again, they have to be the ones who make it this way and make it good and stuff like that. And it just worries me, especially with Hollywood in the last, 4 years, about them making anything good. They seem to be afraid of it. They seem to be extremely afraid of doing anything new, anything different, and taking
Arkham
things.
City suit works too.
Taking
anything
things
of quality.
So yeah, any sort of quality. So it's just like, I all the ideas that came up with are wonderful, but I doubt any of them would be implemented by Hollywood because it wouldn't be a diverse enough, or things aren't dark enough or light enough, and we have to have a hero who's all for everybody and everything and has to talk about it all the time. So I don't know.
Now I was seeing in the chat people were talking about Robert Pattinson, aka Bat Pat, on this channel. What if this news and information? What if Warner Brothers were to cut their losses and just say, "Hey, we only have filmed this much with Matt Reeves' Batman," and they kind of abandon that project, or they just don't put as much into it and they kind of treat it as like, "Well, this is where we're going to take Batman in this direction," because people want the old guy. I mean, I haven't heard a lot of positivity coming from Bat Pat's camp, or the camp of Bat Pat. I mean, the first reveal around Valentine's Day was that ugly mask shot, and he looked like Daredevil. And then you've had all those pre-production shots, or those in-production shots of, him on the bike and how ugly the car is and all this like pared down, boring shit. Do you think that, two questions, a double-part question, we'll start with you, Dion. Do you think that Robert Pattinson's Batman film, if it comes out, will set this project back in terms of like how fans accept it? And do you think DC might take a calculated risk and just kind of get him out of the picture and not take we want the real, the Nolan artistic real film approach to DC films?
Well, I'll do it in a weird way. To answer your second question first, no, I don't think that they will go back and go in this new direction with all this reaction to this news coming out. I think if anything, and especially more to your earlier part of the question with cutting their losses, if anything, this may change the Bat Pat film. Because I do not think that they're gonna cut their losses and either cancel it or diminish the effort going in. And then the first question, yes, I think that this news would definitely change things. I think that the type of reaction where it's specifically positive and nostalgic can change the status of this Bat Pat film. I do. And if anything, like I said, I think they would just change, maybe not completely go in the direction, but maybe not completely abandon this year one thing, but maybe even go in a direction where this either he gets changed as maybe being the future Batman, whatever, or maybe this is the Batman that sets up Beyond, where this is supposed to be him before he's Michael Keaton type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to scrap it, but they definitely would adjust it for it to fit in that puzzle. They're gonna fuck this piece up and maybe rearrange it with some silly putty, and then maybe set it up where Bat Pat is pre-Keaton, and then you go Keaton, and then boom, we got Batman Beyond. Or again, depending on who's heading the project, they might just be like, fuck it, Bat Pat is now Batman, future Batman. Change it, scrap the fucking photos. What do we have filmed? Keep it in. We'll alter some of that shit. But instead of it being year one, he's Terry. Maybe they do something drastic. I hope that they would do something like drastic like that. Take the fucking risk. Go back to the old school days of movie making. But yeah, I don't think that they're gonna sabotage or cancel this Bat Pat era that we're now in.
No, they're not. I mean, that's too much money invested, too much time. I mean,
Right.
what are they going to? I mean, they're probably going to invest another $10 million into just beer bug precautions while they film the rest of it, or even if they're done or not. So, then that'll be added on to what they're doing now. So we'll see what happens.
Kendo, what do you think about that question?
I don't see them cutting their losses and saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to deal with the Bat Pat thing." I think they're going to try to ride that pony to the finish line and see what it does. In terms of the first part of your question, am I to understand that if the Bat Pat thing falls on its ass, that it would hurt the Batman Beyond type of idea that we were talking about, or do you just is that what you meant by that? Because if so, yes, I could see that being a problem. If you just meant like how will it affect it, I don't know. It's hard to say without really having anything concrete yet, other than Bat Pat looks stupid.
Yeah. Now, this is the thing I even sent you guys in our show notes tonight, because we're all fans of the geek culture genre stuff. We love it. Yes, we've talked very positively about Marvel stuff. We've been hard on the Zack Snyder DCEU because that's when, the show started back then. The podcast started back then when, BVS hadn't even come out yet. The only DCEU film back then started
Simpler
was Man of
days.
Steel. Shit, I think the future where we are currently, the present, is much better than where we were when we started back then. But the thing is, I think that if DC and Warner Brothers really plays their cards right and wants to do it, this is the time where the DC brand can outshine and outperform Marvel for a couple reasons. First off, DC's two biggest characters are bigger and more widely acknowledged in the world than all the big Marvel ones. And then people say, Jeff, why are you saying this? It's crazy. No, look, there was a poll that came out not too long ago in 2020 that recognized Superman is the world's most recognizable superhero. Still to this day. I read an article a couple years ago talking about how the Superman logo and the Batman logo are two of the most recognizable symbols on the planet. They're perfect. The representation of their brand in those two logos, it spans worldwide. I also think we're in this period where the MCU it feels limp. Black Widow, look at the COVID crisis and all this shit that's shutting down the world. No one even gives a shit about Black Widow anymore. Nobody cares. Before the COVID shit happened, everyone was like, why a Black Widow film now? She's dead in the movies. You should have put this out years ago. Awesome. And then you look at the future lineup of Marvel. It's Shang-Chi. It's the Eternals. It's more Captain Marvel. It's this broke dick Spider-Man kid thing that's not Iron Man, but not Spider-Man either. It's a bunch of weird crap. DC, if they wanted to, play their cards right too with first off too, they have great video games out. Marvel's about to have a really disappointing, and not in terms of financial, but what they're trying to pull with this new Avengers game. They want to push Kamala Khan to the forefront. No one gives a shit about that character. Look at the Comic-Con sales. If you tell me that Kamala Khan outsells these characters, I'd say show me the facts and figures, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Also, they have a new deal with Todd McFarlane and McFarlane Toys. The DC toys are going nuts. I mean, Marvel Legends is still better by a lot. I love Marvel Legends, but the DC stuff from Todd McFarlane is getting a lot of traction very quickly. We have new DC games coming out. We have this rumored Rocksteady game. They're kind of abandoning some of the old stuff with the, the Snyderverse, but they're still giving in terms of Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad. And they're also bringing us a new cut of Justice League, which seems to have a bunch of goodwill and fan excitement. So those things taken into account, if DC delivers a very fun, optimistic, bright, hopeful Superman film with Henry Cavill, ignores the crap that came before, because it goes to show you sometimes fans don't care about timelines. If you can just go, oh, this one didn't happen, and we jump forward, we have Halloween and other movies that do it, and it works. You have this Batman film with this future Batman film with Michael Keaton, and then possibly a Batman Beyond film. You're just going to set yourself up for a bunch of hits on every piece of the pie that exists for the DC brand. And you're just going to go, and you're just going to beat Marvel, because I don't care how much goodwill the Marvel brand has, the crap characters that they're getting ready to bring out, and all that diversity crap that they're going to shove down your throat, and all the race and gender swaps, and all the, in quotation, progressive shit that they think they're doing to help society, is just going to rub fans of every color, of every orientation, of every walk of life the wrong way, because every character is someone's favorite character, and no one wants the reinterpretation of, it's like when you go to get a meal. Let's say we all got a big piece of lasagna for dinner. Delicious bread, some salad beforehand. And then they go, well, this is a deconstructed lasagna. They bring you plain noodles, sauce, and cheese. You have to make it yourself. The best part of lasagna is that melty.
That's not what I paid for.
Exactly. That's what nobody pays for deconstructed crap. This isn't Wolfgang Puck. This isn't Spago. This is DC. Marvel is trying to be this, Las Vegas reinterpretation, but that's why more people go to the buffets. It's more bang for your buck. It's, yes, you have great high quality food, but you also have things that are they can associate with familiarity. DC's got that. Make Batman the number one superhero in the world again. Marvel can't do it.
And I think again, it's the refusal to keep things simple, right? So all we're saying is fucking keep it simple. You had this fantastic animated television series in Batman Beyond. Do your damnedest to keep it simple. Keep it close to what we saw while making it into a fucking film that everyone can come and watch. Marvel's issue, to piggyback off of what Jeff said, is this refusal to keep it simple. Anyone with half a brain and a gas bill could have told you having Captain Marvel be your feature female film instead of Black Widow before she's fucking dead would have been the smarter fucking move to do. Fucking trying to do all this shit with making it the difference in Marvel in 08 and now is very fucking simple. It was a risk to do Iron Man. It was a risk to do a team film building to the Avengers. It was a risk because Iron Man and Captain America and Thor, while big amongst the comic book community, casual fucking movie fans didn't know shit about them, right? It was a risk. They were backed into a corner. Right now, granted, the corner wasn't really their own doing, but they had to put out good shit. They went and got a fucking former druggie, a A-list actor who has a fucking bad reputation for being hard to work with. They had to go and get an essential nobody from fucking Australia and a dude who was in a failing fucking franchise who was really the only shining moment of that franchise, and they turned those motherfuckers into a $1 billion fucking record-breaking film, okay? And it fucking worked. And things got kind of shittier when they were the kid on the fucking block with the big stick. They were the big guy with all the money. And you saw that with Age of Ultron. You saw that with Thor: The Dark World. You saw that obviously with a lot of the, Captain Marvel, but DC is now in this fucking position where their back is against the wall. They're in the corner. Now they have the opportunity to give a shit, and they've got a little bit of risk involved now because the DCEU and Zack Snyder fucked them over, and now you got to do something good. How do you do that? You keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't worry about all this other bullshit. Make a movie that people want to see, and that's the easiest way to do it, man. If you want to copy Marvel, copy that part. Copy the shit where they risked millions of dollars on a former recovering drug addict actor. Do that shit. That's and this is great. This is towards that. Going back and getting the OG Batman that everyone fucking loved. That's what you do. You got a super weapon. You use your fucking super weapon. Don't dilly-dally around. Fucking fire that son of a bitch. Go get Keaton. Your back's against the wall. Keep it simple.
Yeah, that was the Empire's biggest mistake. They only tested the Death Star one time, and then the Rebels blew it up. Think of all the money that went into that project.
Don't get me started with that. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
So do you guys, what do you think, though, Kendo and Nick? Do you guys think that this could be DC's turning point if all these things happen? Do you think they could finally get ahead of Marvel and keep the comic book superhero genre alive and well on the big screen instead of watching it wither away to go to Disney Plus?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but it's one of those things where they're going to have to really be careful and make calculated moves, not this rushed out thing of we're going to do 10 movies in 1 year. And things like that. No, you can't do that. You can't. I don't think you can fully copy the Marvel. The way Marvel did it, where it was 2 and 3 and 4 movies a year. But I think if you do max 2 a year, you can be okay with that because I think that's what the sweet spot is. But if they they do it carefully, they do it calculated, they take their time and they make good content that everybody wants to see. I think they could keep it alive, but they got to be smart about it. They can't. They got to be smart about it, man.
Oh yeah, they have to because at this point, the MCU they've already fired their big load, I mean, there's not really a whole lot they can do from where they're at with everything right now, because they gave us the big payoff. So it's like, well, what are they going to build to next? We don't know. So DC's got an excellent opportunity here, provided they do everything right, to pick up the game and try to get it to a Marvel level and or get ahead of Marvel. But they there's not really a whole lot of margin for error for DC anymore, based on what's they've given us over the last 8 years.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are on a similar page. A lot of people in the chat are talking about stuff too. I'm interested to see where they go. I think it'll be a lot of fun as a fan to be able to watch this from the sidelines and go, huh, I'm seeing my favorite things on the big screen. And hopefully this emboldens them to, like, I know this is a weird take, but I wouldn't mind if they did a Henry Cavill Superman movie in the vein of the animated series. Because at least in my lifetime, I think that's the best representation of Superman we've had, because they depower him enough to make sure that there are threats, but he's also Superman, so he can avoid, and he's impervious to a lot of stuff. But they make him a character you can get behind and believe. Plus, they do this beautiful future Metropolis style world. Plus, the villains are great. I wish DC would look at their animated universe from 1992 moving forward and go, this is what worked for decades. No one ever complained about our shows. From Batman the Animated Series up through Teen Titan. Well, I guess technically, yeah, Teen Titans started before Justice League, so I guess that's how it goes. And I consider Justice League Unlimited just more of a continuation of Justice League. But those shows, you can't go wrong. They picked some of the best episodes or the best moments in the DC universe, brought them to the small screen. And I mean, almost 30 years later, we still go on about them. So take that approach. Get Paul Dini and Bruce Timm involved. Get Eric Radomski to help with production design. Like, get those big names that are... Look at Dion. I don't know if you heard the entire Russell interview, but Russell told me on there that every year he and the people of Batman the Animated Series get back together because it was such a great, positive working experience.
I didn't hear that part. That's
really...
that warms my goddamn heart, dude.
That's
and
awesome.
not to take it off, and I know, obviously, what you said earlier about the length of the show, but why do you think that's the case? I mean, my initial reaction is they pick people who want to be able to say, hey, look what I did. I did something equally as good, but I didn't do the same thing. Why don't they fucking follow that same formula? Like, actually follow it, not follow the cliff notes, but follow, if your fucking writer's room and your animator's room are fucking happy as shit, dude, what? Maybe you got something there. Why don't they do that?
Well, because it's Hollywood. They don't want anybody to be truly happy for too long. They got to be a little bit miserable. That's why.
That's where the best art comes from.
Yeah, man. From misery comes art. Isn't that how the saying goes?
Yeah. That's...
Sure.
So I think Picasso said that or something. I'm not sure.
No, it was what's his face, Van Gogh, as he cut his ear off.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, him and that fucking straw hat.
So we have a ton of great people in the chat tonight. Do us a favor, folks, if you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up button to let YouTube know that you like us, and welcome in some of our new listeners. Because of this new push to do videos and stuff, we've had a nice big upsurge in new subscribers, so welcome, and stick around, check out our old content. Now, everyone in the chat, let's see what everyone's saying. First off, Matt G, again, thank you very much for your super chat sticker of the cake. Now, our friend Adam Wofford said, oh, hold on. Okay, we did read Loki's. He asked, what do you think of the rumor of Johnny Depp playing the Joker in the Batman Beyond film if Keaton says yes?
I like it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'll give him a shot. Now, don't do Jack Sparrow, motherfucker. But I can dig it. Give him a shot. See what he's got.
Yeah, I'd say give him a shot too. Why not? I mean, yeah, if he does, Jack Sparrow would make him very, very, very mad. So,
same. They need to get over this stuff.
They do. I mean, even now that Disney wants to reboot that franchise, it's like it ended on such a sour note. I mean, you're gonna try to do it again, but different. Like, come on, just stop.
Can do anything you'd like to
add? No, they pretty much encapsulated it.
All right, cool. Thank you, Loki07, very much. Our friend, let's see, we read the video game ones. Matt G, thank you for the super chat sticker of the piece of cake. Adam Walford says, hey, Dion, Kevin Smith says, thank you for sending Terminator Dark Fate Blu-ray 4K. He also says he cried through the whole movie, but he wasn't sure why you sent him 20 copies.
To show your daughter her future, motherfucker.
Wow.
Woo! That's spicy, dude.
like she's gonna be Mackenzie Davis, or that her movie's gonna fail. Like what are the future you're alluding to?
Failure movies. Not
Okay,
not the whole chasing a Mexican chick around and cutting flies in half, but the bad part of that where the movie sucked.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right, making sure.
Something makes me think you didn't like Danny Ramos. Now
That's her name. Yeah.
So I was talking last night with because I've been getting Anna last week on her stream showed the I gave her a copy of Stealing Solo, and so people were getting excited, and we're doing this secondary printing and all these bonus features that we want to put out, and we had I'll just tell you off air. Sorry. Anyway, moving forward. Kevin McCrory. Oh, sorry. Adam Walker says, Jeff, check out the Starship Troopers CGI series. We will.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it streaming anywhere? Let me look. Because if you guys have watched it, so I want to check it out. Let's see. It's not streaming anywhere. It says. Oh well. Next time. Kyle, thank you very much. Kyle McCrory says, thanks for the content. By the way, if you want some interesting Warhammer 40K info and content, check out Bralva Abusa's YouTube series, If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device. I'll check it out. Dion, when you're hanging around this weekend after everybody goes to bed, you should check it out too. It's some cool looking shit.
Okay, deal. Bet.
Yeah. Oh, like I can watch the Starship Troopers show on Amazon Prime for $3 per episode.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah. Starship Troopers. Look, I saw Starship Troopers in theaters as a kid. I don't know if I can allow myself to give money unless Casper Van Dien is involved.
I think a sweet voice is involved. I could be wrong though.
Not on this one, no.
Oh, well, then, damn.
Juan Johnny Rico is played by David Matranga.
Okay.
Either way, still give it a shot. It's fun.
No, definitely.
Zero Gun Rivali, thank you very much. He says Majora's Mask is better than Ocarina of Time. Better world, story, and gameplay. Ooh. This is a spicy take. Kendo is a guy that plays both. What do you think?
I mean, he's entitled to his own opinion. He can be wrong, but he's entitled to that opinion. I mean, we can talk about it all day. It's like, oh yeah, Majora's Mask. You had all these things you could do, and you had to do it in a short period of time. Yeah, that part people want to throw a fit about. Oh yeah, you got to do this, and you got to save, but you got to start back over on the first day, and da 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 da. Yeah, I mean, I never had a problem with that part because it's a fun little challenge. But I mean, Majora's Mask was such a bigger game. You had to fight through everything as Kid Link, and then you go to the Temple of Time and you pull the sword out. Next thing you know, you're a grown-up Link, and it's kind of mind-blowing the first time it happens. And then you got to go through all those temples and do all sorts of cool stuff, and get mad at the water temple, even though you've played the game a dozen times. And every time you get to the water temple, you still can't remember exactly what it is you're supposed to do, and you keep screwing it up. But you power through, and then that epic battle with Ganondorf at the end. Whereas with Majora's Mask, yeah, I can go through all the tasks and do all the side stuff and get this big old huge fierce deity mask, and I can whoop Majora's butt in 30 seconds. Ooh, big challenge. I like the game. Don't get me wrong. I loved Majora's Mask, but Ocarina of Time is so much better.
I will say Zero Gun Valley, obviously we're just giving you shit and joking, but I highly recommend you check out the Angry Video Game Nerds video on Majora's Mask, because I feel like it's a pretty honest take. The reason I never got into Majora's Mask twofold. First off, because of Ocarina of Time's story and how invested I was in future adult Link, I don't want to play as child Link. That's why my Zelda collection is spotty, because it's how old is Link and will I play the game? And if he's an adult, yes. So the only one I don't technically own anymore is Skyward Sword. I have Wind Waker, even though he's a kid in that one. That's a dumb example. But I have Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, all of them. Ocarina of Time. I want to play as adult Link. So that's my take on it. But yeah, Angry Video Game Nerd had a great video. Check it out. I think you'll like it. Even if you don't agree with all his points, I think he makes some pretty valid ones that a lot of people overlook.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could, as soon as that video dropped, I sent it right over to you and said, hey, Jeff, check this out. Because I stopped everything I was doing to watch it. And I disagreed with him on probably 66% of everything he said about Majora's Mask. But I'm like, this was actually a really good game. But Ocarina is just a bit better.
One thing I'll give the nerd, James Rolfe, I think he's the most consistent YouTuber. because I think today Jenna Marbles quit her channel.
Yeah.
And I don't
really.
I've never watched any of her content, but I read an article that Jenna Marbles quit, and she apologized for all these, controversial things she's done in the past, because that's what you got to do to protect yourself. And but I think about James Rolfe. He's been doing content since 2006 when he was the Angry Nintendo Nerd, and every year, I won't say every episode, but every year his production quality just jumps from I'm a guy in a room filming just myself screaming at a TV to let me have my friend dress up as Jason and Freddy Krueger, and then it gets insane. I mean, he gets celebrities like Macaulay Culkin, he got Lloyd Kaufman. He's just had a great run, and he's not slowing down. Like last week, he went to the last blockbuster in the world. I can't watch enough of the James Rolfe content. Even his friends that I don't love as much as him, they're still fun and interesting people to listen to talk. So, in my opinion, nobody's just been more consistent. I hope that we can be that consistent for that long. I'd be very happy.
Agreed.
Our friend Snell World says Keaton still has the best Batmobile. What do you guys think of Ryan Reynolds possibly showing up as Green Lantern in the Snyder Cut?
Him as Hal Jordan was not the worst thing, and I would have to agree that yes, that is the best. Don't get me wrong, I love Batman Forever. It's a close second, but goddamn, that jet engine Batmobile, baby, my dick.
Yeah, I gotta say, as a kid, seeing that thing and seeing the flame come out of that, I was just like, that is awesome. That thing's epic. I mean, even all the ones that came after were okay. I mean, I'm kind of partial towards the Tumbler a little bit, because I kind of like that, the way it was and the shape it was and everything, and the crazy. It was just kind of a crazy thing. But no, the jet engine's always going to be a winner.
Yeah, always.
Kendo?
Yeah, dude, give me that Keaton Batmobile any day, and let's just wait to see what happens in the Snyder Cut. I mean, I have tempered expectations.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is, I want, because of what the Snyder Cut represents, I want it to be awesome, and I want to enjoy it. And we all thought Justice League was just fine, so it's not like we're going in hating something. Like, when we did our BVS content over on Patreon, we did the extended director's cut commentary. Didn't I freak out in the middle of it and yell or something?
Probably. All I remember is having like a very minimal sober thought while I was drinking with you guys and being like, this is not getting any better, and it's longer. And it's just longer. That's all it is.
By the way, Bruce Lombardo, I want to give you a big shout out for the nice thing he said. He said, WCBS borders on Red Letter Media's content. I like James Rolfe, but you guys are the next level and more fun.
Thanks, buddy.
Really nice.
I completely agree. And thank you, Bruce Lombardo, for all the entertainment you gave me as a kid when you were the Brooklyn Brawler. I always rooted for you.
Oh, my favorite Brooklyn Brawler match is when The Rock beat him in the year 2000. Why? Because The Rock won. Dion knows. Like, if The Rock got the treatment that John Cena got when we were adults, I would have been so happy. But you know what? Dude. I know this sounds weird, but watching him lose as a kid was kind of important because it makes the victories that much sweeter. That's why I like Spider-Man so much. He doesn't always win. He gets the shit pushed in, but when he wins, it's a big deal.
It's almost as if that's a great storytelling technique, especially when facing multiple people or facing an uphill battle or facing an opponent who's clearly bigger and stronger than you. Huh? What do you fucking know, America?
What? Good storytelling? Yeah. Spider-Man? Things only the Sith know.
Can't win all the time. Kind of, takes away the fun.
No, it does take away the fun. That's why Cena wins LOL was my favorite meme for a while, because Cena won LOL.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, Snell World, to answer your question, I will say I love the Batmobile from Keaton. That is my favorite Batmobile. Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern is a bad idea because Green Lantern film is not the worst thing I've ever seen from DC. I'll give that to Jonah Hex.
Okay. I'll give you that.
I'm not here to say and give it a compliment and say it's better upon other viewings. No, the film sucks, but Jonah Hex and Catwoman. Come on, man. Those are much shittier films.
Very true. Yes.
That's as far as I'm taking it. All I'm going to say,
my God,
I don't want that connection. Ryan Reynolds has evolved as an actor, but he's Deadpool now. That's all he's
No, he is. No, he's Deadpool, and I would love for a third one to come out, but that's just not going to happen.
Nah. People are like, "Oh, you don't know that Deadpool is not going to come from Disney unless they're desperate."
Still, I mean, they're desperate now. They're not going to do it. They're more likely to sell off a portion of their Hulu holdings than anything right now. So
Now, our friend Infinite Wanderer says, I will thank Dion for his Black Line character. A Black Lightning Speedster is a great diversity hire. I mean, villain.
Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing the villains thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one.
Mhm.
So the guy's name's Roid Rage, and what he obviously he can bust out into like a total Roid Rage, but the way he's going to take over the city is he's going to put it in the water, and he's going to create a crazy, strong, mean, shredded out, roided up army to defeat whoever your hero is.
I thought you were going to say he had hemorrhoids in his ass itch the whole thing.
I was worried that was where that was going. I was worried, but I was like,
turns inside out.
Well, you know what? We could go ahead and evolve him slightly. He's called the Hemorrhoider, and so he does give Roid Rage, but his secret weapon for defeating people is he kicks them so hard in the behind it ruptures their sphincter.
Can his sidekick be Flare Up?
Yes. Yeah. And he's got another sidekick called Preparation H.
Oh God.
Prep H.
Prep H.
Could Triple H play him?
Yes. That's the only person who can play him is Trips.
Oh, Dion, I forgot about Steel. Thanks, Stone Dog. Yeah, Steel. That's a shittier film.
Steel is not shit.
Oh my God.
Steel's pretty bad, but it's like 90s bad, which makes it kind of better than 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yes, Phil Arconis, you win. His real name is Roy Drage. Yes, Roy Drage.
Oh God,
that is a license to print money, folks. Right there.
Oh God,
Unlimited line of credit.
Can we bring up Cockknocker as well? I want him as a villain.
Well, you'd have to pay Kevin Smith royalties at that point. And
okay, I'll give him a box of Twinkies. He'll be fine.
Then he'll cry about it.
Steph. Yeah,
he'll cry about it. Yeah, he'll be fine.
I mean, Kevin Smith, if it's not weed, he's not taking it. So
that's also
right.
true.
Well, make them edibles, but in Twinkie form.
That's a big Twinkie.
Just do it like a thing where you just take the Twinkies, you just get them a little wet, and then just roll them in the weed, and it's kind of like a breading.
A bread.
That sounds disgusting.
It does, but it might work.
It kind of does, but I don't know. Kevin Smith seems like the kind of guy who would take it.
I'm sure he's taking a lot.
Hey.
Snell World also says recast Ryan Gosling as the Flash.
Yes, sure.
I mean, sure. He's a little older, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
I mean,
look at
I don't know. Get his wife in there too. She's hot.
Hashtag gay for Gosling.
bring that back.
Do you remember when we used to sell that T-shirt?
I do.
Yes,
I do.
Absolutely.
God, it was a simpler time back. I can't believe how many of those sold. That was the dumb part.
That was a hilarious joke, damn it. Of course they sold. That was a funny ass. That was probably our best joke in that era, man. That shit
That
was
was
awesome.
back in the Hymendale days.
Hymendale. Name I haven't heard in a long time.
That was before I was around. Well, I was around, but not around.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Hymendale, goddamn. Of course I know him.
Adam Walford says, if we get Batman Beyond, can we also get Spider-Man 2099? At least we'll get a grown-up Spider-Man.
I mean, that might be the only way we get an adult Spider-Man these days.
Yes.
No joke.
Well, at the end of Into the Spider-Verse, there was a post-credit sequence with Miguel O'Hara. I would be cool with that. Because that's a time when I don't get pissed off. They're like, Jeff, you only want Peter Parker. Yeah, but if you're going to make a movie set in the year 2099 and Peter Parker's dead, then I don't have a problem with it. And hell, if you even want to do a thing where Peter Parker interacts with Miguel O'Hara, who gets sent back to the past, there's a great comic book about that. Adapt that. Like, I wouldn't be mad if we got back to the point where instead of trying to just write a lot of new content, they just adapt great iconic stories like they did with Spider-Man 2 is essentially Amazing Spider-Man number 50.
Yes.
Spider-Man No More. And that's widely regarded as the best Spider-Man film. So sometimes you get these great stories, you expound upon them, and you like if you're going to do a Fantastic Four film, you do the Coming of Galactus.
Or you make the Roger Corman one, you pull it out in Blu-ray. You do that.
I'd watch that come out on Blu-ray.
No, it never did.
Okay. It's still on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still on YouTube.
Up next, our friend Dion Special Horse Little Biscuit says, How come I can't get a hold of this hard amount of... Sorry. How come you can't get this hard around me, Dion? Stop ignoring me, Dion. It's hurting my feelings. These hooves aren't sucking themselves. Come over.
Damn.
These hooves aren't sucking themselves. Holy shit.
I feel like
my favorite
BoJack
part of
Horseman
that.
should say that.
Yeah. These hooves aren't sucking themselves, sweetheart.
I feel like I need to take a shower after that. That was oof.
And Salvador, good friend of the channel, says, I want a Green Lantern movie. Not Hal Jordan, not Jon Stewart, all of them. A team movie with all the lanterns. And I want Brad Garrett to voice Kilowog or Atrocitus. Yeah, I can't spell. My bad. Dude, I didn't even know if you spelled anything wrong.
I mean, that's how you save that little franchise. Have them fight the Red Lanterns or something. That'd be fantastic.
You know who was going to love if they make a Green Lantern movie?
Fucking Joel!
Yes, Joel. I was going to say Ethan because
Ethan too. That's his because that
he'll
was
get a
his.
royalty check in the mail.
Yes, he will. Let's do it.
That's true.
I'm down for my boy Ethan to get a check.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Hashtag Cyberfrog rules. I think that a Green Lantern movie would be fun. Now, Dion, earlier in the show, you said you want Lethal Weapon with this Batman film. I want a Green Lantern Lethal Weapon style film where Kyle Rayner is the younger Green Lantern, Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart, or just have like a three-man buddy cop film. You know, like Riggs and Murtaugh when you introduced Chris Rock in Part 4.
Yes,
along those lines.
Beautiful. Fucking lantern gunfights, fucking explosions, shitty comedy, maybe even show a pair of tits just for the boys. I'm down.
Where is Shane Black right now? What is he doing?
Probably
reeling from Predators.
I was just going to say feeling the thing from his last failure.
Yeah. Did you watch the newer one?
I liked it. It got shat on a little unjust. It wasn't terrible.
So it's like Dark Fate.
Shut up. Olivia Munn wasn't completely annoying. I did walk into that one. That one was. I felt like fucking Joe Pesci in the first Home Alone. That was totally.
I was gonna say that. There's no telling where that punch was coming from, but it was coming.
Dion, it wasn't Joe Pesci in Home Alone. It was like Joe Pesci in Casino. Your ass got beaten left in a cornfield.
Oh my god!
Goddamn!
Oh, that just got kicked up a huge notch.
Jeez. No, the only thing I hate about that movie was Olivia Munn. Towards the press junket, she's like, "Oh yeah, that was a guy. This one dude was he had such sexual assault allegations or something on him, and she did that towards the movie coming out. It's like, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you? Yeah, why didn't you tell that to somebody when the movie was getting made so they could recast the person?
Yeah,
no,
I didn't like how she. And again, I'm not a purveyor of not purveyor. That's a way bad word. I'm not an expert in dealing with sexual assault, sexual harassment victims. But it's like, you're Olivia Munn. If anyone can do that on a fucking movie set, it's you. So that one was just, the timing was very weird, very very weird.
Is she still married to Jason Sudeikis?
I don't think so, because didn't she break up with Sudeikis to get with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, maybe.
Poor Jason Sudeikis. Because I was going to say, good for Jason.
No, I think Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde are married, right?
Oh, that's the wrong Olivia. My bad. I'm sorry. The dumb one.
I was like, wait a second.
Wrong Olivia. Shit.
Not all Olivias look alike.
Those two especially.
That's very true.
The only person that looks passing glance that looks like Olivia Munn is Aubrey Plaza. Like from a distance, you can
and she's not wearing her glasses.
And I know for sure it's Jeff and I, but the four of us know her best real movie role, Aubrey Plaza.
We don't even need to say it, bro. We know. I'm terrified. Look, I am facing east right now. High five, and you stick your hand up.
Yes, sir.
And you got it right about now.
There it is.
Mindless Entertainment sends in an awesome super chat. Thank you. She says, I'm the luckiest WCBS fan. I used to listen at home and add my commentary out loud to nobody. Now I get to say hi right on the show. You guys are the best, especially Jeff.
I can relate.
Yeah. Oh, Jesse, thank you. She's not here right now, or else I'd tell her thanks in person. But I think she sent that from the bathroom. I'm just giving her. Let's see. Andres Fernandez says, "Hey, you have Nicholson and Pfeiffer to voice over. Also, maybe in a dream sequence. Now that would be fun. But Jack Nicholson would be so expensive.
Yes, but it would be worth it though. It would be entirely
Those are
worth the
healthcare,
money.
Would it though? Because he'd be old as fuck and old as fuck.
Yeah, you're gonna have to buy all of his medications and everything just to get him on set. Phew.
Yeah, but I mean, you have him there. You have his voice. You have the fact that he participated. Not some jackass imitating his voice. You have him doing it. So I think I think it'd be worth the money. I think they should pony up and do it. It's like if you're gonna go 100%. Don't do it half-assed.
Up next, we have our friend John Doe, who says, "I like the aesthetics of Mirror's Edge, or like the aesthetics of Mirror's Edge, in regards to our Batman Beyond world that we were building on the show. I did play that game. I thought it was fun, but full transparency, I can't remember enough of it to go, oh, that's a great idea. I think I liked the game.
I remember people getting horribly motion sickness from it and like having to return it because they kept throwing up or whatever.
We had it. Remember Spencer Dion?
Absolutely.
He let me borrow his copy.
Yeah, he'd have good bro moments every once in a while.
If he wasn't a little awkward around Hillary, he was awesome.
Exactly.
He didn't know how to act around the ladies. He got a little nervous. So
Yes, but he was
not gonna make fun of him for it because nobody's perfect. But other than that, Spencer was a good friend. I remember in college one time, I needed some cash or something for just like something dumb, and I was waiting for my mom to get paid to help me out. And he's like, "Here you go, dude. Don't even worry about paying me back." He was a really generous friend. So Spencer, if you ever hear this, buddy, thanks, man.
You're the real MVP, dog.
Space Monkey 0899 says Far Cry Blood Dragon is the neon 80s shooter with corny lines, humor, and badass 80s weapons. I remember that game. Never played it, but I remember when it came out, people were going nuts for it because the guy looks like Michael Biehn on the cover, or it is Michael Biehn.
I don't know.
We also have our friend Zach Z, who says, "All I ask for Batman Beyond is that the industrial Mel guitar."
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
Now, I think was it who? I don't want to jump the super chats. Okay, here we go. This is the perfect one. Barney the Spaceosaurus woke reeks says Rammstein doing the Batman Beyond theme or score. Enough said. I wanted to ask you guys, who do you think, outside of Rammstein, Kendo, or anybody here in the chat and in the community, who do you think would be a great person to score Batman Beyond?
Junkie XL, because he did
Dark
Fury Road.
I mean, didn't Junkie XL also score Batman vs Superman?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yes. Oh, did he do Batman vs Superman? I don't know about that, but Junkie XL for sure.
I don't know. Get Slipknot to do it.
I'm gonna pick Kendo. What about you? Are you Rammstein 100%?
Well, I mean, I can come off Rammstein, but I mean, is Skrillex out of the question? Yeah, no, we ain't doing that. If we're gonna go with like a metal theme,
listen. If you're gonna say Skrillex, you might as well say Tekashi 69 as well. Okay, so
Stupid.
If we're gonna go with the metal theme, that's you gotta go with one of the classics, I guess. You go Metallica would be way too expensive, and they aren't what they used to be. Go ahead and call Dave Mustaine. See what he's up to these days. Probably nothing. He'll do it.
I don't know. You could probably go 9 Inch Nails.
No.
Okay.
I was thinking, what about Vangelis, the guy that did the Blade Runner score? Or, maybe you have him work together with and do I don't want to say Daft Punk, but I did like the Tron Legacy score. If you take the Tron Legacy style score and put like industrial guitar,
ooh, that'd be awesome. I'd like that. Yeah.
So Barney the Spaceosaurus woke reeks also said, hold on, where'd it go? Shit. Oh, sorry, the thing jumped around. He also says, who'd you rather see as old Bruce Wayne, Kevin Conroy or Michael Keaton?
See Keaton. Here, Conroy.
Keaton. Sorry, Keaton. Gotta go Keaton.
I'm gonna go with Keaton just because I've got tons of Conroy, but I've always just been desperate to get Keaton back.
Yeah, I'm going with the floor. Michael Keaton, 100%. Dean Hopesoffel had sent a message asking us about Ryan Reynolds, but he retracted it. Either way, Dean, thank you very much. Appreciate that you're here. Thunder Robot says they could change the Batman to be Grayson Batman. Oh, okay. So the Matt Reeves Batman film. What do you guys think of that?
I'm down. I mean, I've been itching for Grayson Batman for years. That works.
Yeah, that could be an interesting idea.
Yeah,
I'm not against it. Yeah.
Do it.
Wonder, thank you very much. He says, y'all ever seen the Legion of Superheroes cartoon? Let me look that up to see if
I have not.
There was a Legion of Superheroes. Oh wait, is that the one? Let me check, because it might be the crappy one from the early. I don't know. I've never watched it, but I remember McDonald's had the toys. Let's see if it's the one I remember. Yes, that is the one that McDonald's had the toys for, and it was always weird. It's Superman, and who else is on the team? It looks like Beast Boy and a couple characters I don't know off the top of my head. So I never watched it, but like I said, just had the McDonald's toys. Not a fan of that art style though. I prefer like Teen Titans. The original show is like as far as I'll go into that anime or like that other kind. I like realistic animation, but I also like stylized from the Bruce Timm stuff. I'll go as far as Teen Titans for my DC, but I would err on more of the side of either pick a famous established artist to build a world like a John Byrne or a Kurt Swan era, or Neil Adams. That'd be a cool design choice. But I'm also I don't want to see too much anime or manga influence in a lot of like DC stuff either. It just, to me, it doesn't mesh well. It looks better with X-Men and Spider-Man. The Marvel characters, I think, lend themselves better to that other parts of the world approach. Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pops, thank you very much again. He says, I can see Johnny Depp as the leader of the Joker gang. Imagine him as a lonely man who idolizes the Joker and convinces high school kids to join him.
I mean,
has he got some kind of weird cult thing going on?
That's a weird on the nose, but I mean, I can dig it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. I would rather see Mark Hamill do it because that would just be like Mark Hamill, Michael Keaton would be beyond awesome to see them both in a movie and just have him dressed as Joker and he's old and kind of decrepit and trying to still keep the gang going would be it'd be too much. It'd be so awesome. I'd love to see that, but I mean, Johnny Depp. Hopefully, he does good, and they don't fucking Jared Leto him or whatever. So,
yeah, I like Johnny Depp as an actor, but like you said, Dion, he better not be Jack Sparrow. If you're gonna have him, This could be if he plays the Joker or something. Maybe this could redefine him for a lot of people in the geek culture world.
Yeah,
exactly, 100%.
We also have our friend. Crispy Critters, who says Mark Zaslav and Michael Reeves were the writers of Batman the Animated Series, Batman Begins era. Michael is sadly in ill health. Mark may be up for it. So we wish the best to Michael Reeves, but I did not know. I really haven't paid attention to the names in the credits. I usually, when I assume think of the Batman writers for that era, obviously I do the Paul Dini. Eric Radomski's not really the writer, so. It's just more names. It's kind of like when I say Twilight Zone, Rod Serling. There is Buck Houghton and Richard Matheson and other writers. So hopefully, Michael gets a little healthier. But hopefully they also get people that are associated with these old projects and bring them back. Because just because you're older doesn't mean you can't do the same job like in writing or certain things. It's like maybe even when you get a little older, you're more experienced. You have a better worldview, or you just have the keys and you know how to ride that thing. So that'd be fun. Salsa Shark 01 says, I think Dion should be in the next Batman movie. Some kind of robotic fortune teller. Character name ideas. Terminator Dark Fate. Just an idea.
Son of
call
a
him
bitch.
Call him Coin Slot.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Instead of Coin Purse? That's fine.
Sure. Call him Coin Purse too. Why not? Yeah.
Salad King, thank you very much. He says, if you haven't seen the alternate Kylo and Palpy scene yet, show it to the crew. Certainly y'all would enjoy it more than the original. Salad King, I will look for it and send it to him. We can't watch it on air, and I don't really want to give everyone a couple of minutes of dead silence, so I'm going to show them off air, but we will talk about it next week. And by the way, next week is going to be our last show before we take our little 4th of July hiatus. So there will be channel videos not each and every day, obviously, but there will be channel videos with a regular schedule and rotation. But we will not have a live podcast. I think it's the 9th of July or something like that.
Yeah.
Unless we find a time to get together and record something. So, folks, next week's going to be a big fun show. Like tonight was a really fun show. So, also, we have our friend 007 Cloud that says, I'm 30 minutes behind and still hard. It's impressive. Keeping it hard that long.
Good for you, buddy.
Must have that blue chew.
Barney, the Spaceosaurus Woke Reeks, says 2 supervillain names, Lord Omnicide and Fester. Lord Omnicide's a cool ass name.
That is a kick ass name. Fester just sounds like he's from the Addams Family. Yeah, Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
007 Cloud says, I'll play Miguel. Sure. I'll back that. You're part of the Fandom Menace. We need one of the Fandom Menacers and fans to go on to star in a big leading role. So there you go. You play Spider-Man 2099. Just make sure you use your acting powers to make sure that the costume is accurate to the comic or the one video game. It's a great design. And then finally, our friend Canceled Venom. I wonder why Venom got canceled. He says, Fat Steven Seagal for Batman.
You can take that to the bank. The blood bank.
Oh my god.
Didn't somebody this past week call out Steven Seagal, like some actress?
Oh my god.
I
Yes.
can't remember who, but yeah.
I can't. Am I allowed to say her name?
Yeah, who is it?
Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't you be able to say her name?
I don't know, man. You know, Twitter's weird now.
So, folks, we have a couple more topics that we're going to cover over on After Hours. We're going to close out tonight's show. Over on After Hours, I guess we'll talk a little more about Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled and how COVID-19 has affected the WWE. So, Kendo, Nick, Dion, is there anything you'd like to say before we close out tonight's show?
Free yayo.
All right.
not giving
Actually, I was going to say I have been inspired to finally do something I've been wanting to do, thanks to the discussion about Ocarina and Majora's Mask. I have been wanting to go back and play all the Zelda games, main console edition, again, and do like a deep dive on all of it and review it hardcore for like the channel. So I'm going to do that.
So, which one are you on? Did you say?
I'm just going to start from the very beginning. I'm going to start with the original Legend of Zelda and work my way through all the console versions of the game. And do like a deep dive review type thing, and I'll record it for the channel. Put it on the Patrons or something.
That'd be awesome. May I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
So you have a Switch, right?
I do.
If you wouldn't mind spending $20 a year, if you get their online service, they offer these retro games on their system. Like they have a Nintendo collection and a Super Nintendo collection, and both collections offer whatever the so they offer original Legend of Zelda, they offer Link's, or what's number 2 called, Link's Adventure, and then they also
Link,
offer
the Adventure of Link.
And then they also offer the one on Super Nintendo, Link to the Past. And that's actually the first time I've ever sat down to play that game. It's fantastic.
I like how you're talking to me about that stuff. Like I don't have cartridge versions of all those games.
Oh, well, if you're trying to record stuff, it's easier to record the Switch version because it's
Gotcha.
it's HD, and the control scheme, you can actually get like NES and Super NES controllers for the Switch from Nintendo first party, so they're the same build quality. But I'm just saying, if you were going to try to record stuff for future reference, they have upgraded them 1-to-1 in HD, and it's like you're playing the main console version, so you won't even notice a difference.
Yeah, Kendo, get with the
I like where you're thinking. I like where you're thinking. I might have to do that, but there's just something so much fun about playing on the old systems.
Can you even get internet in the Appalachians?
I'm sorry, is somebody talking? Jeff, your voice is high again.
Yeah, I know you can't hear me up on the top of that mountain.
I'd rather live on top of a mountain than surrounded by a bunch of chuds in LA.
I know. I am surrounded by 4 gorgeous kitties and the sexiest man I've ever met, so I ain't complaining.
Well, don't let Jeff know about him.
Poor Jeff.
Oh, my aching heart. Dion, do you have anything you'd like to share before we go?
No, sir. No, sir.
Nick, anything you'd like to share tonight?
No, man, I'm good.
All right. So now, folks, before you go, I will be back in about, 40 minutes? You're going live, right? No, a couple minutes. Shit. The Thirsty Thursday stream over on Mindless Entertainment. The link is in the chat. We'll have Sean Firefart from Go Big Boar, Go Home. We'll also have Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Got it.
And it's one of those willy-nilly drinking streams where we'll cover anything you want. And by the way, folks that send in the super chats, I will not forget to read those. Don't worry, I see them on the screen. But I would like you to come over and join us. We'll be playing some drinking games. We'll be having fun. We can continue any conversation that we had on the channel here, or anything that you guys want to cover in pop culture, anything in general. So the chat is loving what Kendo said to me. Kendo, dude, that was the burn of the week. So
I had my moments.
I'm gonna go get some aloe vera. Now, we also have our friend Adam Wofford who says, so the immortal virus was released, jumped 1,200 years into the future. Y'all still making a fan meetup, but you have to have cybernetic horses. But Dion's still walking after 2,000 years. He won't ride the horse.
No. He'll cross the street to avoid him. I've watched it.
We've seen that before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What we should do is we should make a 4, because remember somebody called us the 4 horsemen of the Fandom Menace?
Yep.
You do a 4 Horsemen of the Fandom Menace shirt. It's the 3 of us on horses, and then Dion just standing there looking very apprehensively at the horses.
Y'all even get 4 horsemen. Which one of you guys gonna be famine?
Kendo won with the bird of the night. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not trying to beat him. I'm just asking. I vote Nick.
Nick's famine
Nick's famine.
is Kendo pestilence. What are the other 2? Death and
I'm war.
You can be
I
war.
said Dion's
I bet you are. I bet you are, Dion.
You're gonna be death.
Dion, I think what we should do is when we all get together, I'm going to bring, or Nick should download me every movie with the word horse in the title and every film about horses. And what we should do to you is Clockwork Orange style, strap you into a chair and
Yes.
watch movies about horses.
War horse.
Oh my god.
You can start with War Horse.
We'll start with War Horse.
There's a lot of horses. The horses.
Wait, hold on. So is it just movies or like TV shows as well?
Well, I don't know.
BoJack Horseman.
Didn't I buy you the Mr. Ed collection?
You did. I remember that distinctly.
That was 2 years ago. Jesus.
Yeah, he did.
Well, also you have to be strapped into a chair and watch My Little Pony a lot too. So I'm just saying. You know.
That's fine. And look, when we run out of horse-themed content, we'll watch every episode of Sex in the City. Perfect.
Oh my god.
That's not fun.
Yeah, but Sarah Jessica Parker's face constitutes a
Oh,
horse.
okay. I got you.
God.
Yeah, for my 30th birthday, will you come and do a drunk watch stream of Mean Girls with me? It's all I want from you for my birthday.
For your birthday.
My 30th birthday.
30th birthday.
And you
That
can
we
be
can
drunk.
make happen. That we can make happen.
Oh, you are the man. Plus, you can be blackout drunk for us. So you won't even remember it.
Deal.
Also, Logan Michael, I'm going to read yours out of order because I want to close out with your second to last one. So Logan Michael, Anti Funko Pop says Kendo wins. Kendo, yeah, dude, that was a great burn, dude. I'm not even.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
He wins because it was he and I, and he didn't even burn me. I'm like, oh shit.
Hey, I'll take it, man. A good joke is a good joke. I don't care at whose expense it is.
Shit,
It's
man.
fucking hilarious.
Wow.
So, folks, thank you for joining us for episode 224 of World Class Bullshitters, the nostalgia 2 hours. It was a fun time. And, you know, if you listen to some of the other streams, we talk about the real world stuff because it involves entertainment. And it's tiresome. It's a lot of heavy stuff. And it's really sometimes the antithesis of what we would like for entertainment to be. And sometimes it's the antithesis of what we want in general for us. So, you know, the last couple of weeks, we covered a lot of important, heavy subjects. And it was, you know, like I said, they are important. Some of the preservation of movies and TV shows and stuff is very important. That's why there's the National Film Registry. That's why there are all these other things. But we also have the flip side where we can have some fun, geek out about Batman. And I'd like to say from all of us here, we had a fantastic time, and we'd like to have this level of fun and not always nostalgia, but sometimes nostalgia because shit was better back in the day that we did tonight. So, folks, I'm going to end tonight's show a little differently. Instead of be excellent to each other, which I know you all do, I'm going to end in the immortal words from Logan Michael as they come from Rick James. Charlie Murphy!
.com.